deliverance, and blessing of all kinds. There's a lot to do on the show. The month of March is really exciting. It's like the reset month. Ghana gained independence on the 6th of March 1957. So we're celebrating our Independence Day tomorrow, the 6th of March. And here on 97.3 Citi FM, we've christened the month of March Heritage Month. And this has been on for almost 20 years. And this month has many parts. We have an on-air series where we bring you insightful, historical, contextual discussions. And when we're talking about people of historical significance from the regions, we started from the Volta, we went to Great Accra. We'll deal with Ashanti. We'll also talk Eastern in the first part. Then there's the Heritage Caravan, which brings many things together. 180 people, many vehicles, driving across 14 regions for 7 days. Seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, and smelling the real Ghana. They on their 4th day started off from Greater Accra, went through the Volta region, all the way to Bolgatanga. The longest drive happened a couple of days ago. They left Ho on Monday, and they got to Bolgatanga the same day. They're in the northern region now, and they'll be traversing the fabled Fufusu Solar Road. Mm-hmm. And by the way, what do you know? Question: which of the ends is that?
Oh, that's N6.
You sure?
Yeah.
No, N6 is the Accra Kumasi.
Oh, yo. 12?
I'm not even sure why. I don't even know. But it's one of the ends.
I have to check.
Yeah, so they're hitting the Molly National Park this morning.
Right.
Then they'll drive all the way. So this is Damongo, all the way to Bole. And then they'll come down via the N12.
Okay.
The N12 is the Western Corridor Road. So that's all the way from Tumu somewhere down to Elubo. So they'll use that road.
I saw the suya they were enjoying yesterday.
Yeah, it was great. So basically that's what they're doing. But that's not all. The whole month also features food. We end the month with food. 29th and 30th of this month, we bring you what we call the Back to Your Village Food Festival.
Bazaar.
No, it's
festival.
Yeah, it's moved. It's moved.
Yeah.
So now that's the Heritage Month for you.
Yeah, man.
So we'll bring you some update from the team this morning, and then of course we are told reliably that the roads minister will be visiting more roads. So yesterday, actually, today's what, Wednesday. Monday he was in the Ashanti region, and he did a few things. Today he's in the Greater Accra region. We'll try and catch up with the whole train. We've been basically airing your concerns about certain roads in the country, and we'll bring you some highlights of this. We're also at the National Economic Dialogue yesterday. Privileged to have been there for 2 days. Some really interesting suggestions coming in about how to reset Ghana's economy. I'll bring you highlights of that today. But let me start with the newspaper reviews brought to us by Total Energies. The Excellium new formula is a 3-in-1 action formula that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Insist on Total, insist on Excellium, choose Total, choose quality. Segment is also brought to you by Fidelity Bank, who are promising to be with you at the various junctions of life, whether you are ambitious in your career, you're building a new family, starting a new business. We will help you flourish, and we know because of hard work and dedication you will make it, and we will provide the finance and the advice to get you there. Let's turn your dreams into reality. Fidelity Bank, believe with us as we believe in you. And of course, P stands for Piva. That's the new beverage in town. The cocktail, the orange, the grapefruit, the tangy, and the cola. 5 distinct flavors. Call 0550032231. Available at a local store. Piva, a taste you will love. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll go into the headlines.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink, and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangy flavor. Beaver Cola, Beaver Orange, Beaver Cocktail, Beaver Grip, Beaver Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Beaver, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Ah, go me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go, the go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, when you wanna go, anything you do, I did for you. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
So 6:35, the City Breakfast Show is airborne. We'll start with some headlines from our newspapers. We'll take you online, give you a few global stories. It's an interactive show, by the way, so feel free to send us a voice note or a WhatsApp message 054-998-6996. So let me say good morning to Caleb Kuda officially.
Good morning, Bernard.
How are you, my brother?
I'm very well, thank you. Trust you're good too.
I'm just loving it.
Wonderful.
What are the people saying?
Well, Good End Times this morning celebrating 68th Independence Anniversary. Public express hope for better Ghana. They have a lovely photo of sections, different parts of Ghana within the Ghana map, and it's looking very lovely. And Bese Traditional Council honors U.S. Ambassador, Foreign Ministry to deliver Hajj pass passports in 3 days. This is Ablakwa and eTransact named 2024 FinTech Company of the Year.
The Chronicle this morning.
No bagger wire. Ex-NSA Iron Lady touches down, ready to face NIB interrogators. They are talking about Gifty Owari Mensah, and they are talking about the investigations into alleged acts of corruption while she was there. Now, Jinapo is asking, is Gold Board taking over functions of Lands Minister and others? And Chief tells Minister, be non-partisan in Galamsey. That's the Chronicle
All
this
right.
morning.
What about the daily guide on the show
Daily
today?
Guide on the show. eTransact is here as well. NSA ghost names. Gifty Owari Mensah returns ready for NIB. That's the big one here. Daughter of Medra Wahala. Own up or we unmask you. This is the Speaker of Parliament. And Akokari Queen Mother recognized for fight against Galamsey.
Let me bring you the news center. Mandate of Gold Board not clear. Ambiguity can undermine investor confidence. This is Abu Samuel Jinapo. It's quite confusing. A couple more stories. Dangerous drugs. Samos Pharma fights FDA. That's on page 7. Electronic Money Issuers Chamber condemns attacks on mobile money agents. Meanwhile, arrest of former officials must be civil and lawful. Apenyo Marking speaking.
Right.
And then Ansar hands over solid Giadek legacy to Ankara.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Channel 1 and Citi TV, Citi FM launched 2025 Heritage Month.
Lovely photo. I see you there trying to dance.
No, I was just escorting. The minister is a really good dancer.
Oh man, she did it so flawlessly.
Yeah, what else do you have this morning?
Well, Ghanaian publisher Abu Jinapo is here as well with the same question. NSS scandal is also here. Bafua Koto say restrained from claiming Kwewu Hene title, and Abronia rejects Baumia bad candidate.
Now, the Informer has a very interesting couple of headlines. 2025 budget, minority vows to reject new taxes.
Okay.
Amid plans to scrap e-levy and others. Photo of two interesting men, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, former finance minister, and Dr. Kasilatu Forsing, the current finance minister. Both bespectacled, both smiling, both in suit.
Nice.
Now, but of course, with two different views on the economy. Other stories, economic dialogue, rising government expenditure is wrecking the economy. Atu Forsing speaking. This is page 5 of the paper. MPP MPs threatens party over 2024 defeat. Dr. Stephen Amo is photographed here as well. There's a very troubling one here. Thieves endanger patients' lives at Kolebu.
Yeah.
Cut oxygen copper pipes for scrap.
Very serious situation.
Can you imagine that?
Very, very serious situation.
All right.
And the Herald, it says, crisis-ridden national security workforce demands Bahamas reset after years of bias, appointments, abductions, Ayawaso West Wogan violence, etc., etc. Ex-NSA deputy director is here as well. Abu Jinapo story is here. Ghana MTN signed MOU to boost digital skills training, and then also 12 Development Ghana achieves prestigious ISO certification in real.
All right. Have you read the new publisher?
New publisher, no. I
So
haven't done
there's
it
a
yet.
very interesting photo of Dan Abodakwi leading a group of people wearing red.
Yeah.
Daughter of a Medra comment. Angry team march to parliament. Speaker demands confessions from guilty MP. Also, man kills lover, hides her body in soccer way. 2 sisters die sleeping. All kinds of horrendous stories.
Yeah, daily analyst, daughter of Medra comment. Bagbin gives 1 week ultimatum to corporate. Heritage Month, GJA president calls for collaboration to promote Ghana's cultural heritage, and that Ghana must reduce reliance on foreign loans. EIU reports. Gifty Owari is here. Other stories as well. And then Quisita, unnecessary attack on Mahama Alhaji Sani Blast Amidu. Bafu Akoto says not Kwewu Manghene. This is the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs. NPP defeat fact finding. Sticker is angry. Why? We'll find out later. And we are poised to implement outcomes of economic dialogue. Mida boss.
Let me give you a few headlines online. CityNewsroom.com is leading with MPP's Chairman Sabunsu. He says, I stepped down to prevent division in MPP. So there's a lot of MPP sort of stories moving around. Now, no new taxes in upcoming budget. This is the Deputy Finance Minister nominee, Thomas Nyako Ampim. Now, this story from Kolebu in the Informer is also here on Citi.
Right.
Acting Kolebu CEO warns against theft of critical equipment. Hey! Now, economic dialogue recommends private sector role in ECG for efficiency and revenue mobilization. Still from that dialogue, public officers' asset declaration must be verified. This is Dr. Akwete. In the Ashanti region, the minister for that region has inaugurated a 17-member committee to revive Kumawood.
Okay.
And then KK Sapon says Cocoa Board has no business constructing roads. This is still from the National Economic Dialogue. Asset is telling government diversify the economy and boost export competitiveness. Lots of stories. Abunamwa says BOG private sector collaboration is key to economic growth. So a lot of stories from the summit. Meanwhile, MP is projecting fuel prices to drop further amid falling crude oil prices. This must be great news for consumers. Now on Channel 1 online, small scale miners vow to expose individuals behind environmental crimes. So Galamsey back on their big page this morning. Now here's an interesting one. Citi dollar exchange rate glitch sparks brief panic before correction.
Oh my word.
It dropped from 15 to 8. It didn't stay long. We should have stayed there for long.
People thought it was the reset, but
it didn't reset permanently. Now there's a lot of stories from the the summit. I'll give you this one. KK Sapon says every ECG consumer must use a prepaid meter. I think I agree with him. It will reduce their losses. Babin condemns unsavory remarks against Zaneto. Indeed, Bia East MP says the MP who insulted Zaneto could face expulsion. So they're not taking this lightly at all. It's a really, really big story. Yesterday, I was actually on my way to the conference and I was in Parliament and I saw the demonstrators. Now, Agenda 111 Hospital in Oforikrom remains incomplete. Residents are frustrated. There's an interesting story here. From security guard to top pharmacy student, the inspiring journey of Yaya. Let me just do my John Online and Star FM and then take you international briefly. My John Online is focused on Galamsey as well. NDC officials resist seizure of Galamsey equipment as government team faces hostile reactions. This is getting pretty crazy. And then, of course, a few stories from the National Economic Dialogue, which we've already brought to you. Star FM's lead story this morning, that's Star FM Online, $1.4 billion needed
for what?
To finish Agenda 111.
1.4.
I no go lie you. Billion.
Because even the one at Trade alone, we are told it needs 100 million cities to be operational.
Yeah, so there's, 111 hospitals are many, all right? So it's obviously a game changer if it's done. Globally, Donald Trump has given a speech to Congress and it's divided the country. So the Republicans are excited, the Democrats are unhappy, and there are various angles. The business media globally is talking about the tariff angle. So Bloomberg News says Trump warns of tariff disturbance as he touts his trade plans. And let me take you across the continent briefly. A few stories. So hundreds of Sudanese children suffer abhorrent sexual violence. The Sudan war is ongoing and it's not slowing down anytime soon. South Africa on high alert as KwaZulu-Natal faces more flooding. All right. And then there's a couple stories around saving elephants in Africa with a lot of challenges there. So where are you starting from this morning?
So no Bagawaya, ex-NSA Iron Lady touches down. Maxwell Ofori is writing for the Chronicle this morning. The embattled former Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Authority, Gifty Oware Mensah, has returned to Ghana despite an alleged scandal emanating from the office she once held. She arrived in Ghana on Tuesday, March 4, 2025, at a time when the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, had commenced a probe into an alleged fraud said to have been done when she was at post. Now, following the commencement of the investigation by the NIB, news broke that Gifty Oware Mensah was out of the jurisdiction, making it impossible for the NIB to question her over the alleged crime. Now, however, it is expected that she would make herself available to assist the NIB investigation into the alleged illegality at the NSA. No harassment. Meanwhile, the minority leader Alexander Panyomakin, who spoke to journalists yesterday, moments after she arrived in the country, confirmed that she was not harassed by the state security. He also indicated that her lawyers had been in touch with the NIB and will make herself available to assist with investigations.
Let me take you to the National Economic Forum.
Yeah.
I will give you 3 stories from there.
Right.
The first one is from the finance minister, who has pledged to implement the National Economic Dialogue recommendations. At Forson says, "It will be my Bible." I'm using the My Joy Online version.
Okay.
I like the quote here. So, Finance Minister has assured the government will act on the key recommendations for National Economic Dialogue, describing the final communique as, quote, his Bible, unquote, for shaping 2025 budget and economic reforms. He was speaking at the closing session and highlighted the strong alignment between the discussions and his initial presentation. So that's story one.
Right.
Story two is on channel citynewsroom.com, where the power sector has come under focus. The Minister for Power or Energy is basically saying that the role of the private sector will be key in ECG and the power sector generally. So the story says economic dialogue recommends private sector role in ECG for efficiency and revenue generation. Presenting a group's recommendation, former GMPC CEO Dr. Keke Sapon said introducing the private sector could enhance efficiency, improve revenue collection, and reduce financial losses in the power sector. Now let me just quote something he said. He said that every customer of ECG needs a prepaid meter, because according to him, that's the way to cut the bleeding. Then he also said that Cocoa Board has no business constructing roads. This was during his presentation from his thematic group to the House. So he was speaking on behalf of the Structural and Policy Reform Committee, and he basically said that Cocoa Board should stay away from constructing roads and deal with his primary mandate of enhancing the cocoa sector. Then finally, the Vice President of the Republic, in ending the conference, basically pledged that the government would use what was said at the program to develop the nation. So those are some highlights from the forum.
Right, Bernard, I bring you to Ghanaian Publisher on page 8. The government is expediting passport processing for Hajj pilgrims.
Okay.
I bring you those details on page 10. Resume Blekusu Sea Defense Project work immediately.
Right.
These are chiefs for the area. So Togbiga Adama III, Paramount Chief for Soma traditional area, Ketri South. This is where my village is. He's the chief responsible for my area. He has asked the Mahama government to immediately resume phase 2 of the stalled Blekusu Sea Defense Project. He said this had become crucial at a time when the relentless tidal waves had wreaked direct on the Salakopa and parts of Haveji and threatening to take over the Ketaplau Road, saying that should the road be taken, there would be an even bigger disaster, as not only coastal communities would be affected but also those inland. Tobiga Adama made the call while addressing a press conference on Monday at Agavaji regarding the perennial tidal waves menace devastating especially the 3 communities of Agavaji, Salakopa and Amutini. Really want to amplify this and call on the authorities responsible to take a quick look at that. Now, government is expediting passport processing for Hajj pilgrims. Alhaji Collins Danda's photo is here. He's the chairman of the Hajj board. Government is expediting the processing of passports for pilgrims of the 2025 Hajj to facilitate smooth traveling and ensure many Muslims have access to embark on the sacred journey. The exercise, which began on Monday, March 3, has been carried out at the Hajj village, Akwa, and other specialized Hajj booths across the region. Now, the minister responsible for the area has also told us that the passports will be delivered in 3 days.
This is the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Yes,
Now,
Foreign Affairs.
daughter of a Medra comment, angry team march to Parliament. I'm reading the new publisher Halifax, and Saado leads with this story. Dan Abodakwi, former MP for Keta, on Tuesday appeared in Parliament with a vexed group from the Anglo traditional area of the Volta region to present an official petition to Speaker of Parliament requesting the House to fish out which member described Dr. Senator Gemma Rawlings as a daughter of a Medra, quote unquote. Now, we know Dr. Senator Rawlings is MP for Klote Koli constituency and the biological daughter of former President Jerry John Rawlings of blessed memory. And the said remarks were directed at her about a month ago by an unidentified MP in the chamber. Now, Dan Abodakwi, a former Minister for Trade and Industry, co-led the group of petitioners with the Zikto of Anglo, Duka. I don't know whether it's writing Duko or Duka, but the spelling. The petitioners, who had traveled to Accra all the way from the Volta region, were dressed in colors of red and black, signifying their anger. Some were barefoot and warlike costumes speckled with amulets. The clerk to Parliament, Ebenezer Ahuma Diatro, received the petition on behalf of Speaker Bagbin. And the Speaker announced on the floor of the House that he had launched an official investigation into the identity of the MP who made the said remark during the parliamentary session on February the 4th. Now, during CNR News yesterday, the deputy chief whip for the NDC in Parliament said that the MP who insulted Zaneto could face expulsion. This is the Bia East MP,
right,
Richard Champon. So they are not taking this line
down.
down.
And we're told Bagbin has given the culprit a 1 week ultimatum to own up, and they'll be getting into that. To some other stories, the next mayor of Kumasi must tackle sanitation and congestion. This is our very own Hafiz Tijani writing here. So if you get copies of Daily Analyst, there's a major call for sanitation and congestion within the Kumasi metropolis to be dealt with, and Hafiz Tijani details all of that. It's published in the Daily Analyst. Now, traditional leaders perform rituals to curb road accidents on the Awoshi Pokwasi Highway. Comes with a photograph of Abraham Amaliba, acting Director General of the National Road Safety Authority. The other story is government committed to completing the Swami interchange despite challenges.
Give me the details.
Abuja is here. Give you details quickly. And story says Roads and Highways Minister Gavin Kwame Agboja has assured the public that the government is working to resolve financial and logistical challenges to ensure the timely completion of the Swami interchange and other critical infrastructural projects. The project faced significant delays due to inadequate funding, difficulties in relocating Ghana Water Company pipelines, and outstanding compensation payments to affected individuals. Currently, contractors are advancing phase 2 of the project, which includes the construction of 3 overpasses and a widening of 3.1 kilometer road. An additional 15 kilometers of local roads are near completion. Work on 3 overpasses at Anumanje, Swami New Road, and Ebusian Krua is ongoing, with contractors aiming to complete them within the next 2 months.
Well, we hope the minister applies the same alacrity to the roads in the Greater Accra region as well. Indeed, we're told today he is inspecting a number of key roads. We'll be there to monitor that. Now, I have 2 quick stories for you. The 2 Galamsey stories, one on My Joy Online, the other one's Channel 1 News. NDC officials resist seizure of Galamsey equipment as government team faces hostile reactions. Erastus Asaridonko is reporting that a government advisory team on a fact-finding mission to assess the impact of illegal mining faced stiff resistance in parts of the western and central regions as they immobilized and seized equipment. The operation, aimed at curbing environmental destruction, sparked angry reactions from illegal miners and some officials of the NDC. The team, which has been visiting heavily affected areas, took decisive action by seizing pumping machines, generators and excavators, while destroying the Chamfa machine at Galamsey site in Amia near Nkrofo, Prestia and Dunkwa. However, in Dunkwa, tensions escalated as the miners, led by NDC constituency chairman, mobilized to confront the team.
How?
Backed by angry miners and residents, the NDC official argued that he had not been consulted before the raid. The protesters, many of whom were directly involved in illegal mining activities along the River of Finn, blocked roads and threatened a direct standoff with the heavily armed security personnel accompanying the team. At Amia, the situation was dire, with illegal miners severely damaging roads and nearly collapsing concrete storm drains. A similar operation occurred at a mining site behind a technical school in Nkrofo, where multiple pumps and generators were confiscated. He gives further details. Now, if you go to Channel 1 News, small-scale miners are vowing to expose individuals behind environmental crimes. This is Hafiz Tijani now. The Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners has announced a collaboration with regulatory agencies to expose people using the association's name to do illegal mining. And then basically they were talking to Hafiz on the sidelines of one of these visits.
Still on Galamsey, just a quick one before I take you to the Kolebu story. Upper age 73 persons arrested over illegal mining. There's a photograph here and the details are in Daily Analyst. But I want to focus on thieves endangering patients' lives at Kolebu. Cut oxygen copper pipes for scraps. Story on page number 4 of the Informer. The details: there is disturbing report of thieves cutting oxygen copper pipes to sell as scraps, making this revelation as scrap. Thank you. Making the revelation, the acting chief executive officer of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Frank Owusu-Setra, said the development endangers the lives of patients at the facility. He said this during an inspection of ongoing construction works at the hospital on Monday. Describing the development as life-threatening phenomenon, he said the situation undermines healthcare delivery in the hospital. The current replacement of stolen copper pipes is costing the institution approximately 400,000 Ghana Ghana cedis,
Wow.
even though the perpetrators might sell these materials for as little as 50 Ghana cedi as scrap.
Meanwhile, the health minister Kwabena Mintakando says that Agenda 111 hospitals need about 1.4. In fact, he says $1.4 billion to complete. So he was speaking during a sort of visit to some of the facilities at Stratton, Oforikrum, and Hunter West. He indicated that civil works on all health facilities are below 95% complete. According to him, only $400 million of the $1.7 billion needed for the Agenda 111 hospitals was released for construction. And he says he's been directed by the president to transfer the hospitals from the presidency to the ministry and also oversee the completion. Now, crisis reading national security workforce demand Mohammed's recent Herald. That's an interesting story here.
Yeah.
It says accusations of political bias and institutional mismanagement have emerged within Ghana's national security setup, with concerns that career officials sidelined in favor of the political appointees during Akufo-Addo administration remain marginalized. Senior officials and analysts warn that the politicization of the country's security apparatus could threaten national stability if not addressed properly and promptly by the president and his new appointees at National Security Secretariat, including Prosper Bani, the National Security Advisor, and DCOP Abdul Osman Razak, who's the National Security Coordinator. Now, sources within the national security architecture allege that a pattern of politically motivated removals and appointments began in 2017 under the previous administration, when career officers perceived to be aligned with the previous Mills Mahama government were reassigned to institutions outside the country security establishment. So he's saying that now these people are saying if the career people are not brought back on stream, it over politicizes the security apparatus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Independence Day is tomorrow.
That's happening,
What's
and
the
the
Ghanaian
public
time
is expressing hope for better Ghana. Tomorrow is Independence Day, and Ghanaians from all walks of life have expressed optimism in the future of the country, believing that the 68th independence anniversary will mark the beginning of the attainment of the dreams of the founding fathers, in line with the theme for this year's independence anniversary celebrations, building Ghana together, expectation for the future. So a lot of people have been quoted here, and they are confident of the brightness of the future.
Thank you very much, Caleb. That was a newspaper review segment. Coming up next is the City Business News.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
City Business News coming up shortly, brought to you by EcoBank, MTN, and Goel. EcoBank is advising all customers to be extra vigilant and never trust phone calls, text messages, or emails from people posing as EcoBank staff to assist you update your bank details. Some of them give you the impression that EcoBank will be calling you to ask you for your account or card details to help you link your Ghana card to your bank account. All be lies. Remember, EcoBank says our mobile app can only be upgraded at the App Store or the Play Store. Bank account details can only be updated at an EcoBank branch. And linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account only happens online at ecobank.com. So don't share your password, your PIN, last PIN, or OTP, or card information, or any other information that's personal with anyone, whether remotely or face-to-face. When in doubt or feeling secure, call EcoBank Contact Center 0800 003 225, toll free. With more from the National Economic Dialogue, Neil Latte is here with the City Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Absolutely. Good morning and welcome. Coming up, Ghana's economic reset takes off in full swing as National Economic Dialogue bets bold reform proposals for the Mahama government. Also, cedi stability at risk due to persistent decline in treasury bill rates. That's the warning by Governor of the Bank of Ghana. Later, fuel prices dropped twice this year, yet food prices remain high. What's really influencing traders' decision and the market trends? We explore that for you all here on the breakfast edition of City Business News, brought to you by MTN, Goel, and EcoBank. It's midweek. Thanks for choosing us. I am Neil Latte. Let's get into our stories now. The 2025 National Economic Dialogue has concluded with stakeholders proposing key policy measures to the government aimed at resetting the economy and fostering long-term growth. With Ghana facing mounting fiscal pressures, participants stressed that decisive action is required to restore investor confidence, enhance productivity, and create a more resilient economic framework. There's more in the following report filed by my colleague Emmanuel Opon.
The two-day National Economic Dialogue, which focused on 6 priority areas, including restoring macroeconomic stability, fostering growth with depth, and accelerating infrastructural development, outlined a strategic roadmap for achieving long-term economic resilience to address inefficiencies within state-owned enterprises, particularly the Electricity Company of Ghana and Cocoa Board. Participants, led by former GNPC boss Dr. K.K. Sapon, called for urgent structural reforms to prevent these entities from further straining the national budget.
Cocoa Board should focus on its core business of buying and selling cocoa. In effect, it has no business doing roads, and we think that must stop forthwith.
Leading discussions on private sector growth, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abner Amoa, urged the government to finalize amendment to existing GIPC laws to enhance investment climate and boost business confidence.
See that the GIPC law was promulgated in 2013. The business environment has changed significantly since then. We ask for an urgent completion of the review of the GIPC law, but not just that, but that government comes up with a policy so that every law or legislation that affects businesses must have a minimum review period of 5 years. Technology is changing, business is changing, geopolitics is changing. We can't have 10-year-old laws on our systems if we want to transform and reset our economy.
At the breakout session on restoring macroeconomic stability, Leslie DeWitt-Mensah, a financial analyst at the Institute of Fiscal Studies, underscored the need for stronger fiscal management and sustainable policies to support economic recovery.
Now, as you conduct this reform, we advise also that you consider revising downwards the VAT rate to enable improved compliance and stronger collection. On fiscal policy and revenue generation, we would like the minister to review the fiscal regime in the extractive sector.
For his part, Finance Minister Dr. Atuforsen assured that insight from the dialogue will be factored into the 2025 national budget and will serve as a guide for broader economic development initiatives.
What I would like to say is that beginning 11th of March, the government will introduce the 2025 budget statement and economic policy. Most of the concerns you've raised, you'll begin to see them in the budget. But don't leave the government alone. We call on you to support the government in educating the public, for the public to understand that the time has come for us to reset and reform the economy.
That was Finance Minister Dr. Kasayel Atuforsen ending Emmanuel Opon's wrap from the two-day National Economic Dialogue. But we stay with that dialogue because Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has announced that the central bank will be engaging the private sector and market traders at least twice a year to provide insight into monetary policy rates and other key monetary policy strategies. This follows demands from private sector-led groups at the just-ended National Economic Dialogue, where stakeholders called for greater transparency and collaboration in shaping monetary policies that impact businesses and the broader economy. Responding to these concerns, the governor said that the Bank of Ghana remains committed and open, adding that such engagement will promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth by ensuring that businesses and key economic actors are well informed and involved in policy discussions.
The first one is that they want to meet with us twice every year, and that underscores our vision, that look, we have to be transparent. It is about restoring the public trust It is about getting Ghanaians to understand what we do as a central bank. And so I was telling the Guta president, for example, I told him we are coming to Makola, and we will get them to understand why, for example, we need to jack up the rates or why we need to lower the rates. And so what we are going to be doing now is individual members' submissions will be published. And that is going to happen from this month.
Dr. Johnson Isiama is governor of the Bank of Ghana. He was, however, quick to caution that the stability of the local currency faces some downside risks due to the continued decline in interest rate on treasury bills. He assured that the central bank will be working towards finding a balance, emphasizing that discussions with the finance minister will be key in addressing the situation.
Currently, yes, T-bill rates are coming down, and it is good to see that. However, there is an emerging risk that if we are not careful, we will see pressure on the Citi going up as a result. And so again, if you look at our Bank of Ghana bills, you would see that the rate, has had to go up. That's the way managing the macroeconomy works. Therefore, there has to be a balance. So again, that underscores why we need that kind of coordination with the fiscal authorities. And we'll be doing that. I'll be speaking with the Minister of Finance regularly, and we will try to achieve that balance going forward. We'll be transparent.
Dr. Johnson Isiama is governor of the Bank of Ghana. With that in mind, let's go to the forex market, where the dollar is trading at 15 cedis 55 pesos, the British pound at 19 cedis 50 pesos, that of the euro going for 16 cedis 40 pesos. Now, Ghana's food inflation remains a pressing concern despite an overall slowdown in inflation. But what are traders blaming the soaring prices of foodstuffs on? They attribute it to high labor cost and rising transportation expenses, even as fuel prices see slight reductions. Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite has the rest of the story from the Makola market.
Fuel prices have in recent weeks declined for 2 consecutive pricing windows, raising hopes for a reduction in the cost of foodstuffs. However, traders argue that the drop in fuel prices has done little to ease the financial burden on consumers. Despite fuel being a key factor in transportation and distribution, they point to other rising costs that continue to keep food prices high.
Everything is now expensive. Even potatoes, which were once unpopular, are now costly, with a bag selling for 2,500 Ghana cedis or 2,200 Ghana cedis. The small ones are sold for 30 Ghana cedis or 50 Ghana cedis. I don't believe the reduction in fuel prices affects food prices. Laborers are contracted to harvest cassava, pack it into bags and carry it to the roadside before transporting them. Sometimes it is not taken directly to Accra, but first to a junction before being loaded onto a vehicle bound for Accra. If an item originally cost 10 Ghana cedis, it will be 30 Ghana cedis by the time it reaches Accra.
I don't believe fuel prices have been reduced. We can't afford to buy the items, and when we complain, they blame it on transport fares.
Despite the overall slowdown in inflation for January, food inflation remains a key driver, rising to 28.3% in January 2025 from the 27.8% in December 2024. While the reduction in fuel prices offers some relief, the persistent high cost of food suggests that multiple economic factors are at play.
At this time of the year, the prices of yam, plantain, and cassava are high. Food prices are expected to decrease in June, July, and August. When fuel prices rise, the cost of everything increases. If fuel prices drop, the prices of all goods, not just food items, should also decrease, making them more affordable for everyone.
Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite with that report to end the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are back at 1 p.m. with the afternoon's edition. But for now, you can visit our website, citynewsroom.com/business for more on our top stories. I am Nila Tilati, and I wish you a good business day.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Cratchy. Mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more, dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Twelve minutes past 7, City Breakfast Show. A couple of quick birthday requests coming through this morning. Happy birthday to my daughter Casey Ivy of Jack and Jill School. This is from your father and mother Michael and Christine Mreku, and your siblings Anna Mary, Ace Michael, and Shima Mreku. Wish you all the best in life. Grow in the strength of the Lord, and may all your ways be prospered. Happy birthday to Janet Edujemfi, Ghana Armed Forces Defense Civilian Staff. Wishing you a day filled with joy, laughter, and all the happiness you deserve. With love from Enoch Youngson, Michael Youngson, Mikkel Youngson, and Nana Kwame Youngson. Good morning, Bernard. Please wish the chairman of First Sky Group, Mr. Eric Sedi Kutoche, owner of Volta Serene Hotels, Serene Insurance, First Sky Construction, and First Sky Commodities, and First Sky Bitumen, and First Sky Energy, a happy birthday. May the good Lord continue to sustain him and expand his territories. He is the truest definition of indigenous entrepreneurship, taking Ghana to the world. This is from Divine Kutoche to Eric Sedi Kutoche. And I'd like to say happy birthday to two gentlemen that Asisewa gave us as brothers. Happy birthday to Emmanuel Jechi Mensa, aka Gunshot, currently the Assistant Director or District Procurement Officer for Asene Manso Akroso District Hospital. Asene Manso District Assembly. Happy birthday also to Michael Jemfi of Homebridge Ventures, Edum Kumasi. God bless you. Coming from Isaac Kutu Jr., aka Ziggy of CBG Madina Branch, wishing his Asesewa brethren happy birthday. And to Emmanuel Hagan, former HR of Promasido Ghana, currently HR of Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations. From your children, a Nyiminyam. And actually, it looks like people want to really test me in these mornings. A Nyiminyam and Obrem Poma Hagan. I've been eating, people. Charlie, don't give me stress. Kickoff is next. The Lesheho Don't Call Me campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lesheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now to April 30, we've reduced our interest rate just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call 0270040799 or 0270040733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Lesheho, let's improve lives. And from planning date nights to making your kids happy with the latest toy and ice cream, these seeming little things make all the difference in creating lasting memories. Good times start at Shell, where you can fill up on more than just fuel. Fill up on love, laughter, and sumptuous bites and treats from our partners If you want chicken, burgers, or snacks, all of these are available at a Shell close to you. And while you're enjoying yourself with family and friends, your car also gets the love it deserves at the Shell service station and wash bay. And I need to say, Shell stations are very clean. They are very, very nice. So drive through and enjoy something. Go well with Shell. Well, for the first time in a long time, we have a new. I'm not saying you're new. Usually do the 5 p.m. one. Edwin Kwakofi. Welcome back.
Thank you, Bernard. It's a pleasure.
I like to see your league predictions that you did at the beginning of the season. But that's for another day. For now, let me just play the jingle for you to do your sports. I'll get you later.
It's Wednesday morning. Welcome aboard to kick off on the City Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Coming up.
Here's Brahim Diaz. Diaz has shuffled his way through and found a way through to restore Real Madrid's lead. The first leg ends with a 2-1 lead for Carlo Ancelotti's Real Madrid against Diego Simeone's Athletic.
Real Madrid edged City rivals Atletico Madrid 2-1 in the Champions League last season's first leg last night at the Santiago Bernabeu. We will reflect on the games from last night, plus build up to today's fixtures and some other stories as well. Kickoff is powered by Shell V-Power, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH and Leshego. Let's improve life. Straight to the bulletins, and following the electrifying scenes in Kumasi and Cape Coast during the 2025 Inter-Schools and Colleges Athletics Championship last weekend, the stage is set for yet another amazing two-day athletics extravaganza dubbed the Clash of Titans Athletics Competition on the 24th and the 25th of April 2025 at the iconic Cape Coast Stadium. The competition will feature a thrilling lineup of schools, with the Ashanti region represented by the formidable Prempeh College, Opokuware, T.I. Amas and Okes, while Infante Pim, Adisadel College, St. Augustine's College and Agri Memorial will fly the Central Region's flag. Let's stay with athletics, where the president of Ghana Athletics, Bawa Fuseni, has expressed confidence that the upcoming National Invitational Schools Athletics Competition, organized in collaboration with Channel 1 TV and the Ghana Education Service, will play a key role in honing the skills of the nation's young athletes. His optimism is fueled by the success of the Inter-Schools and Colleges Athletics competitions, which showcase emerging talents such as Infante Pim's Joseph Kofi Andor and Prempeh College's Ernest Echampong, among others. Fuseni believes that this initiative could pave the way for some of these promising athletes to represent Ghana at the upcoming Five Nations tournament in Cote d'Ivoire and maybe other international competitions beyond that.
Our question is always that what happens after the Super Zone? What do we do with them? If they are in school, how do we monitor them? This is the reason why we are coming with NISAC, the National Invitational Athletics Tour Championship, which this year I'm more than hopeful that it will come up, because I've met with the Channel 1 management. They are already on board. I've met the Director General Ghana Education Service last week, and all documentation have been forwarded to him for approval. As soon as we get the approval from the Director General Ghana Education Service, that is it. The rest is left for us to do. The program will come off. It's fully sponsored. We'll select best schools across the country to Kumasi to have National Inter-Schools Championship. Afterward, then we'll now select a team from that to represent Ghana at this year Five Nations Championship in Cote d'Ivoire.
Bawa Fuseni is the president of Ghana athletics. To football now, and the Ghana's Black Queens will embark on a 9-day training tour in Senegal during FIFA's international window in April as part of their preparations for the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations, which will be played between the 5th and the 26th of July in Morocco. As part of the tour, the Black Queens will play 2 international friendly matches against Senegal's Teranga Lionesses in Dakar, with the exact dates yet to be confirmed. The Queens will face South Africa, Mali, and Tanzania in Group C at the Cup of Nations. Now, 5 venues have been confirmed and fully approved for the resumption of the Ghana Premier League: TNA Stadium, Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, Dance Park in Bibiani, and in Cetre Sports Arena and the Pando Sports Stadium. 5 other venues have also been granted a conditional approval pending the fixing of minimal defects and general cleaning. 2 venues, including the University of Ghana Sports Stadium and the Babara Sports Stadium, had security concerns which affected clubs must provide a solution to, as communicated to them by the GFA, with a needed guarantee before their next official matches. According to the GFA, there shall be an on-site inspection to validate the suitability of the solutions for further advice. 3 other venues, the Wenchi Sports Stadium, the AAK, the second Ampine, and the Golden City Park, had both technical and security challenges which require repair and renovations, and as such have been unapproved until a re-inspection is conducted. Now let's head to Europe. Brahim Diaz scored a brilliant winner to give Real Madrid a slender advantage over City rivals Atletico after the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. Rodrigo put the hosts ahead inside 4 minutes in the Bernabeu when he sprinted past Javi Galan and chopped inside the box before bending a wonderful hit past Jan Oblak. Now let's hear from Diego Simeone of Atletico Madrid, who was speaking through an interpreter.
La verdad que no prestaba atención al partido tomando un café.
I wasn't thinking about the game while drinking a coffee. The game was good. I think we did a game where we competed really well.
Muy buenas individuales.
2 really good individual plays by Brahim and Rodrigo.
Un poco todo ese trabajo que
it broke a little bit of the work that our team was doing. We equalized. Then in the first half, we finished better than they did. In the second half, we started better than they did. And a golazo by Brahim helped to bring the tie in their favor.
That was Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone. In Holland, Arsenal demolished PSV Eindhoven to take a commanding lead into the second leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. The Gunners scored 3 goals in the first half and 4 goals in the second to all but confirm their place in the quarterfinals of the competition, with a trip to Madrid on the horizon. Let's hear from Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta.
Mikel, when you prepare a game, it's everything to win, but tonight it's just amazing.
Yes, they make us really enjoy the game. I think the manner that we play, we competed, the goals we scored, participation for the team, the way the team flowed in a big match like this, really impressive. So thank you, because we really enjoyed it.
How do you explain you just shot 3 times in target in the last 2 games in Premier League, and tonight you're able to score 7 goals?
Because this is football. So in football, keep working, put your head down, be humble, and you do what you have to do. In some moment, you get the reward, and that's the beauty of it, that nobody can write what's going to happen the next game. Nobody's right or wrong, and the players are so willing, so I'm really happy for them.
The thoughts of Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta. In Germany, Hakan Haraldsson scored the equalizer as Lille fought back to end a draw at Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. Aston Villa will be favourites to progress to the Champions League quarter-finals after scoring 2 late goals to beat Club Brugge in Belgium. Some more games coming up today in the Champions League. Feyenoord hosts Inter Milan, Bayern Munich take on Bayer Leverkusen, Benfica face Barcelona, and PSG hosts Liverpool in tonight's big encounter. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. We also bring you updates on X on @CitySportsGHA and on YouTube at City Sports Ghana. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss out on any of our videos. Kickoff is powered by Shell V-Power, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avler continues.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expression and soak yourself in a celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th, as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th.
It's an opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful, and the people, the connection, incredible.
Discover the beauty and history of our land. Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March the 29th and 30th.
The millet tozafi, the corn tozafi, we have the tubani, we have the wache, we have the dawadawa jollof rice. We also serve the local northern beverages. That's pito and zonko.
Taste the essence of Ghana.
The first one I was here, the second one I was here, the third one I was here, this one and the fourth one. And it's not just a bazaar, it's a festival now. And I'm so excited because this is what we should be doing.
Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV each week.
Owusu is a general account name. It's Dev's character. Owusu. So that is why the appellation is Owusu Eduam. You see, when an Ashanti says Eduam, it means something that belongs to him. So Dev's character, he comes to you and grab you as if it belongs to him.
Delve into what makes us Ghanaians. The Heritage On Air series is sponsored by the National Lotteries Authority. Explore our places of interest, feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in our indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage in this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM.
Toils of the brave and the sweat of their labors, toils of the brave which have brought results.
Boy, you man, look at you. All grown up, innit? So good to see you, fam. I miss you so much. So good to be back home, bruv. Innit? I can see a lot has changed, mate. Home sweet home, innit?
Sit down and let me serve you something delicious.
The food is looking good, fam.
Of course, some things never change. Just like how Gino tomato mix still gives my food that rich color and unique natural taste every time.
Hey, sister. Papupun sanwan kasa. Just like I remember. Inquire. Jollof ne die. Jaika. Eye danka sankasa.
Hey, ente dwane na ma ukasa na sisa sisi.
Say Gino die. Efie ni fie.
This advert is FDA approved.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra. Achieve more.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Come back to me, baby, come back to me. Kai utulumuse, meanwhile be pay.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Come back to me, darling, come back to me. Kai utulumuse, meanwhile be pay. Oh, school girl, come back to me. Come back to me, baby, come back. Come back to me, Kai utulumuse, meanwhile be pay. Oh, school boy, come back to me. Come back to me, darling, come back to me. Kai utulumuse, meanwhile be pay. Oh, school girl, come back to me.
His name is Lucky Mensa. No, my favorite Lucky Mensa song is not this one. No. It's called Adu Sumakwadu. Happy birthday belatedly to my sergeant at arms, my right hand man, Godfred Abeku Odu. The man was chopping his birthday yesterday and he didn't tell us, so we were just shouting about Ghana, discussing politics, and he was just watching us. Abeku, the richest man, yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday, my brother. Enjoy the best of the season. All right. We'll be going on the Caravan briefly to tell you what's been going on. Later, we'll take you into Parliament as well. Focus on some roads this morning as the Minister for the sector visits some troubled road projects. But the enjoyment is real. From January to June this year, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards, free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone. It's that simple. Insure naturally. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we are here to secure you peace of mind. Visit any branch, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. And there is a card for everyone. If you're looking for a bank card that suits your needs, Zenith Bank offers a diverse range of cards designed just for you. Whether you're looking for a credit card to help you meet present financial needs, a debit card to have direct access to your funds at all times, or a prepaid card to help manage your spending, we have the perfect solution. Visit any branch of Zenith Bank nationwide and then choose the card that best works for you. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And the future of energy is here. It's more affordable than ever. Translight Solar, your trusted brand in solar solutions for the past decade, is making it easier for you to own a reliable solar system, a solar power system. With our flexible payment program, starting at 49,000 cedis, you can now power your home or business by paying just 30% upfront and spreading the rest over a 12 to 24 month period. It's that simple. Buy solar now and pay as low as 1,650 Ghana cedis every month. This is our 10th anniversary. We have exclusive offers for you. Call 0504-249-229 or visit translightsolar.com for more information. So where are the Caravan nights? How is it going so far? We've been seeing all kinds of things, including visits to the Yana, decorations of our CEO as a big man, putting a new smoke on him. And today is day 4 of the Caravan. Let me speak to Samuel Atamensa, our CEO, who's part of the Caravanites, who set off on Sunday from Accra, and they are now, I don't know where they are. Samuel, good morning. Where are you guys?
Good morning, Bernard. We are in the Yape Kusoho area.
You're already in motion.
Heading to Larabanga.
Oh, wow. It's 7:38 and you're already moving, which means you want to see the wild animals at Mole before they disappear.
Yes. We planned on leaving at Tamale at 5 a.m. We eventually left around 5:30 with a few stops, but we are almost at Larabanga and then to Mole National Park.
Wow. It's been grueling, right? I think your Ho to Bolga trip was the longest on record. Tell me about that trip.
Actually, maybe not. It's Ho to Yendi wasn't bad at all, except for the last 2 hours of the trip where the road isn't in such a good shape. But I think it's quite a breathtaking route if anybody is coming up north from the south. But I mean, we had a 3-hour delay as a result of a medical emergency in Ho, so that actually added to the long stay in transit. So from Yendi up until Bolgatanga is where we spent the longest time.
So you're saying that the route from Ho to Yendi wasn't that bad. So this is the Eastern Corridor route. It wasn't in such a bad shape.
No, I'll say that by and large, it's for me, it's better than using the regular route through Kumasi and all these places. Except that there's a bad patch which travels well in beyond an hour. But I think it's some work that they have started constructing. So
This will be the first.
generally.
This will be the first time we've used that road to hit the north. So I'm sure it must have
That's
been a
correct.
different feeling. How describe the place for us? Because I mean, I have not the furthest I've gone personally is Jasikan, using that eastern corridor. So
Yeah.
for listeners who may not have experienced that area, just give us a sense of the place and why you decided this year to use that route.
So we use that route this year because of the configuration of this year's destination. So we're supposed to go and start from the Upper East and hitting who the most efficient route will be to go through the Eastern Corridor. So we went through Nkwanta North and Nkwanta South, Jasikan and all the places that you mentioned, and then moved into the northern side of it. And the road, I must say, is not bad, except that after Nkwanta North, you will now experience some untarred road, and this untarred road would move for well in excess of 1 hour, and it's not for the faint-hearted. But
So you opted not to use the ferry, but to cross via a bridge.
Yes, we opted not to use the ferry. I mean, one of the reasons we opted not to use the ferry, the Caravan is made up of 13 vehicles with 3 STC long buses and all that. Embarking on the ferry itself may take between 30 and 45 minutes because patrons will have to disembark. Buses moved on the ferry. Land cruisers on the ferry, all the vehicles on the ferry before passengers will now move on the ferry. So that bit would have added maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to the whole route. So we decided to, shortcut it by using the regular route, which now took us straight to Yendi without crossing the ferry, using the ferry. So we just crossed the regular bridges.
Let's talk about Yendi. I was at Yendi in 2019. That was my first visit there. At the time, Yana was relatively new. He welcomed us graciously. I think the one I saw this couple of days ago, he looked more settled. Describe the scene for us and what you went to do there.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, look, going back to Yendi for me was the icing on the cake, because you see, it's just you get the reality when they say development. There's development in teeth. That sounds like a slogan for a political party. but see what peace in Yendi has offered the people of Yendi and Gabon in general. I mean, you can see new developments happening. The roads are perfect. I mean, look, Bernard, from Yendi to Tamale, I think for me, that's the best road yet that we have used, from Yendi to Tamale.
Oh wow!
Super road, yes.
It means it's been upgraded since I went there in 2019.
Oh yeah. And the roads, in fact, the roads and streets inside Yendi itself, and then the Yana graciously welcomed us with his elders, and it was a whole deba on our behalf. He told us his story. He gave us a book that captures the story of the people of Yendi and the Gabon. And then the palace is being rebuilt. That's the bigger story. The palace is being rebuilt, and it's amazing, the architecture. Oh man, Bernard. So that's for Yendi. When we, of course, that when the Yana sits in state, you can't be in a hurry. So we have to wait. I mean, when we're going, because of the Ramadan, we were not so sure whether he will physically come out. But once we got there, he offered to be with us, and we ended up spending almost 3 hours there.
Wow. So, 3 hours. That means the whole town was there to meet you.
Oh, yes. Everybody was there. It was a whole festival. And we left Yendi rather late, say about 6 p.m. And Yendi, we will have to, there are other routes that would have taken us to Bolga, which probably would have taken, say, 3 hours or less. But the security situation in the general area. We were met by the military team, in addition to the already existing police security team that we have. So the military joined us, but they took us back through Tamale. So 1.5 hours, 2 hours into Tamale, and then another 3 hours to 3.5 hours into Bolga. So we actually got to Bolga around midnight.
Wow. The Tamale Bolga road is a very used road. What state was it in, and how was the drive?
It's in a very bad state. But because it's a steep route,
Samens, can you repeat what you said? You are breaking up. So if you can repeat your answer. Hello?
Out loud. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So take the answer again. I didn't hear the first part.
Okay, I said that Tamale Bolga Road, because it's just a straight route, it doesn't make noise.
Okay, we're having a bit of a difficulty. I suspect because of where you are. We will try and reconnect. We are not done with him at all. We're trying to get a sense of the trip. This is the City Breakfast Show, and I'm interviewing my boss. Charlie is happy on the trip. He's just enjoying himself.
That's an interesting one.
He has left us here in the cool studio. And he's just moving around.
They enjoy.
But we'll come back to him shortly. Please call him back. 6:47. Actually, no, 7:47. City Breakfast Show. Heritage Caravan is in its 4th day. Started on Sunday, and they did the Great Accra and Volta. Then they drove all the way to Bolgatanga through Yendi, and now they're back in Tamale. Finished Tamale. They're going now through Larabanga. So they're in the Savannah region, and then they will go to the Mole National Park, Savannah, Larabanga, and then they would come down on the Western Corridor, which is now the N12. So, Samens, I know because you're in motion, the line may be difficult, but thank you for staying. I wanted you to describe the Tamale Bolga route, which you were doing before I lost you.
Please come again, Bernard.
I'm just saying, describe the Tamale Bolga road and the drive.
Yes, the Tamale Bolga road. It's in a very, very, very bad state. It's in a very, very bad state. I mean, even between last year and this year, it's gotten worse and needs some attention. Because the road that generally should take 2.5 hours to 3 hours, but it takes much longer because of the potholes and they've introduced a lot of speed ramps on their roads, and so it further acts. So it controls speeding, but it also delays movement. So there's a lot of work to be done there.
But beyond the roads, how is Bolga? Because we're told that because of some of the challenges in Boko, Bolga is probably benefiting, but some people also think that the insecurity affects the area. You just spoke about Yendi and how peace brings development. What can you say about Upper East that was most striking to you?
Well, I maybe 24 hours is not enough for us to make a proper determination of what pertains there. But how we felt when we got to Bolga was it was a feeling of just a solemn environment. Everybody going about their work peacefully and nicely. And for the first time, I got to Bolga, and the temperature was near normal. That 7 degrees thing that we used to, and like
normal.
And I'm like, isn't this Bolga? Everything beautiful, the hotel greenery and everything, So I think for me, so far, Bolga has been my pick. The city that has really, really, really impressed me. And, I think I forgot to talk about the Volta region. The Volta region, for me, it feels like it's a different country. Everything
Serious?
is so neat. Everything is so neat. I mean, it's like, I'm the part of this Ghana. The streets are neat. The villages are. It's like I said, somebody wakes up in the morning to sweep the villages.
So you are not even talking about just whole, right? You're talking about.
No. I'm talking about Volta region. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Volta region is so clean, and I had the same feedback from those who have traveled from outside of Ghana to join us, and especially those from North America. Like, what's happening? Why is this place so clean? I said, yeah, because Accra, we love that. We love that.
No. Wow. So of course, because the trip today is now in Tamale. Actually, you are leaving Tamale. So
we have left Tamale.
You have left Tamale. Okay.
We are actually now in Savannah.
So now the reason I wanted, usually March is the hottest month in the year. So it's quite interesting for you to say that for the first time, Bolga wasn't that hot. What about Tamale? What was the temperature like?
Tamale was very hot. Tamale. Yesterday, when we got to Tamale at the Red Clay studio, where in Chichimban had a performance, we got there. It was 42 degrees, man. 42
degrees Celsius.
Yeah, man.
You can fry an egg in a saucepan without a stove.
Degrees, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but,
wow.
So Bagawaya, we danced our way.
I see. So you went back to Red Clay this year. I think we were there a few years ago, 2022.
But we Jim Band had a live session at Red Clay, so that's actually what took us there.
Oh, nice. And I'm sure for the visitors, Red Clay was a sight to behold. Such a beautiful place in Tamale. So what's the agenda for today?
Today we are heading to Mole National Park, where we spend the first part of the day, and then we come out through Larabanga and then go through Kintampo, Techiman, all the way to Sunyani, where we finish off at the Used Hotel with a dinner dance.
You are a big man and you are enjoying yourself. We are waiting for you here.
I'm working. I'm working.
No, it's called work and happiness. You are working and you are happy yourself. Thank you, Samens, for talking to us. That was Samuel Samens. We just called him up to give us an update on the journey. We will continue with Kofi Akwabli. He's also one of the patrons. He's been like some sort of
amazing
tour guide of some kind on the caravan. And this is day 4 of the Heritage Caravan. And it's happening as a result of the Heritage Month that we've been putting together.
When I'm from Ho to Bogatanga, it's like 11 hours.
Yeah, they left in the morning. They got there at midnight.
Wow.
The longest drive I've ever had, when I was in the university, we left Accra and we were going to Navrongo. We left Accra at 9 a.m. We got to Navrongo at 11:30 p.m.
Wow, from 9 to 11:30 p.m.
But our bus broke down like 3 times. The bus was called Yellow Citi. We had 2 buses. One was good STC, then they had another bus. I think we didn't have enough money. Yellow Citi, when you are climbing, we got, when you are in this Kintampo area, the road. So like, so the driver, when he's on the hill, he'll power the car. No, a Tifri.
Thank you.
You know what it means to Tifri? Because the engine of the peak, so he needs momentum to Tifri.
Now when you're on the mountain, you want to
be Charlie, 2001, the car will do
Thank you.
Then the guy go tear free. Hey, Yellow Citi. I'll never forget. We got to Navrongo around 11:30 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, we left Accra at 9 a.m.
Charlie.
It was crazy.
But for our roads, I mean, moving around the country.
So Yellow Citi,
beautiful
Charlie.
Experience.
Yeah, that's the whole story.
It is a beautiful.
So this morning we'll talk about some more roads.
I'm told the minister is on his way to inspect some more roads.
Which of the roads?
This one is in Accra.
I hope he will not do Terminator moves.
No, this one is different.
Arrest him! Hey, what are you doing here?
Discipline!
Yeah, discipline must stop. And the contractor who is not allowed. We will combine it. I will terminate it. We will abrogate it.
We will redefine it.
And we will repackage it. And we will re-award it. What kind of opinion if you are?
No, Terminator, good morning.
I
to
need
you.
that voice, Charlie. Any contractor who insult Nanado, we will terminate it.
Yes.
We will repackage it and we will award it. Hey, Charlie.
Yes, so of Angon Sawam people, the minister will come to your side.
Charlie.
Tema Aplao Road project, the minister will be there as well as the Tema Akosombo Road. So
that's the whole story.
These are the projects, road projects in Accra that the minister will be visiting with his team.
And I need to say it's been in response to a lot of the complaints because yesterday and the day before I got calls again.
Tons and tons of messages.
Particularly you see the satellite to Kuntunsi area.
That's right.
It's incredibly bad, and they're saying that the construction has left them in a bad state. I think it rained.
And it really, I saw the videos from that side. People had to use some detours.
Yeah.
The whole stretch is like a standstill.
No,
and it's looking very
there's
bad.
nothing worse than. So this is how I see it. I am not an engineer. If they are doing a road. So if you're doing a dual carriage road, you can say, let me do the northbound side.
Yeah.
So that the southbound side will still have the old road for people to use. When I finish the northbound side, everybody will go there. Then I come to the southbound side.
On that.
So that's one. But some contractors say, let me take all the 10 lanes
At the same time.
and do everything from beginning to end. So maybe they start from Pokwase.
Yeah.
Then they'll do 3 kilometers towards Amasaman.
Yeah.
And they'll do all the 6 lanes. Now, when you are doing that, those who are coming from Kuntunse who are using rough road, and they are now coming to meet a good road. Okay, so it moves much slower. I feel like there needs to be some policy around how to manage road projects without inconveniencing people.
Yeah.
Okay. And the minister is from a built environment, so he basically knows what I'm saying. These engineering people and these architects, because for me, the human interaction in road construction
It's very critical.
Yeah, and it's something that he should pay attention to, because this Ofankor Road has inconvenienced so many people, and it's affected businesses. Some people have even have to leave their homes because of this, because they're just basically too tired. All right, so maybe going forward, he should come up with a policy on how to manage a road project, so it doesn't inconvenience road users.
Yeah.
Number 2, doing alternative routes. Now, the problem with this Ofankor enclave, Pokwasi, Ofankor, Sapeman, Midye, Amasaman, is that they don't have proper inner route. Look, I went to, even not too far, I went to Fountain Gate Church, which is the Istudanabes Church, I think like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
You know, when you veer off the main road, you're on your own.
Wahala.
When you veer off the main road, I was driving up the hill, Charlie, you go through Lungus.
Now when you finish, your car will be at the mechanic.
You
for a
know,
week.
I think the second thing the minister needs to do is to the scope of the project should include alternative routes, so that whilst the main road is blocked or unavailable, and not everybody has to use the main road. Okay, we need a new program to fix our so-called inner roads, because it's just too difficult.
No, the inner roads are really atrocious. If you look at the in Sawam, Amasaman, Pokwase side, if you're using, so a lot of the times we fix the major roads. So I mean, you go through a lot of stress to have your major road done, and when you get off the major road, getting home is some wahala. You know, a lot of inner roads in Accra are very, very bad. And if you're lucky to live close enough to a main road where you just take the 10, you're home, you wouldn't understand what those who use.
Caleb, I actually think the inner roads should be the responsibility of the assemblies. So the country can do, so like the state, the ministry or whatever can do the main road. The inner roads, the assembly should come up with, I don't know whether it's the drip that they used to do it or whatever, but the assemblies really need to step up in terms of revenue generation and also managing smaller inner roads. Because the idea that all of us have to use rough roads and then come and use one nice main road doesn't really make sense. And the way the region is expanding, it's become very unwieldy, very, very difficult to live in Accra.
It doesn't cut it because, for example, if you and it will reduce a lot of traffic if the inner roads are better. So if you're using the Atomic Roundabout, Atomic Junction Road, there usually is a lot of traffic on that stretch. But you do know that there's the road that connects from Race Junction, cutting through all the way to Kwabenya. If it were done, that stretch, for example, would have taken off a lot of the traffic on the main Atomic Hatch Road. but the inner roads are so bad. I mean,
in fact, even the main road from Ashaliboche to Rich Junction, it's in a very bad state.
Atrocious.
And then the whole traffic light at Rich Junction doesn't make any sense because, like, people who are coming from the other side, the Agbogba side, there's so much traffic. I don't know how they design. You know, sometimes I feel like I don't even think there's any point in doing engineering. Because some of this is being common sense. Like, you've seen the number of vehicles coming from Agbogba towards the main Rich Junction Road. And you notice that a lot of them are going towards Medina.
Yeah.
And then there's a very narrow right turn.
Very narrow.
Meanwhile, you can actually break that whole area up, clear two or three shops, relocate them, and give road users, but we won't do it. It's like, you know, and we all sit in our V8 and we just drive off. It's just so terrible. You know, I don't know. Anyway, so let me do tech and social media trends. It's 8:08, and then we'll continue with other matters. So yeah, it's brought to us by
First Bank Ghana and Telecel. First Bank Ghana says send money, receive money to Gambia, Guinea, Nigeria, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. To and from, we've got you covered. Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems is the platform we use to help you do that. Now you will need to visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash, and your money is sent in no time. To receive money, then you will need an account with us. It's one way we put you first. Call 0596 921 921 to find out more. First Bank Ghana, you first, and tech and social media trends is also brought to you by Telecel.
Susu Graham is here with the segment. Welcome.
Welcome. Hey, I said welcome.
Yes, you see your confusion.
Usually it's good morning, so good morning. I just,
So when they say how do you do, what will you say?
Now one day I'm not old, so I don't know.
Apparently, when they say how do you do, you respond how do you do. This
so
British
just
people,
keep going.
this English people, they are not serious. How can you say how do you do then respond how do you do? Like, what is that? So if you say how do you do and I'm not doing fine, what should I say?
How do you do?
Charlie, they should stop that. How do you do?
How do you do?
Make it make sense. Anyway, what are the trends?
Well, the Heritage Caravan went international because if you go to the hashtag, you see that our patrons took a picture at the border. So there's quite a few pictures from Burkina Faso. So the Heritage Caravan has gone international. Then they went to the Red Clay Studio. That's from the artist Ibrahim Mahama. We did an interview with him a few years ago. I don't know if you remember Bernard at his studio.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bernard did the interview.
I interviewed
that's
him.
why, and I did the research. That's why.
I was there.
So that's why I remember it. So if you can check that interview out. It's probably on our YouTube and that kind of stuff. He's a very interesting artist. He does these giant installations. You see them. It's like kind of builds huge things and uses made in Ghana material. So he uses old railways, jute bags, etc., etc. And they also went to the I believe they went to Paga as well. Yes,
you believe, saying.
No, because there's
but how do you go to Burkina through that route?
There's so much going on in the Heritage Caravan. It's difficult
you need to travel more.
They're really difficult for us to keep up. They are doing so much.
Paga is basically the border. So they actually enter Burkina Faso through Paga.
There we go. Thank you very much for the information.
Oh my
Look,
God.
we're all learning.
Absolutely. So what else do you have for us?
Well, of course, Stop Red is still trending. Like we mentioned yesterday, the opiate problem. People are, talking about it. They are upset about it, and they want it to stop. And I think it's a good initiative. And I hope the FDA, the police, whoever is in charge of these things gets involved. I don't want to start mentioning names and assigning rules to people, but I know the FDA and the police at the very least should be involved in this and work on this. So then today is Stoneboy's birthday, so long live Stoneboy is trending.
Is it?
Boy.
5th March, a day before independence.
Yeah, so a lot of his fans are posting his achievements, telling us the things he's won.
I don't come out my eyes because I see many past this one.
Wow, Stoneboy is celebrating his birthday. Great guy. All right. Long live Stoneboy.
Yeah, man.
It's trending.
And Stop Galamsey now is trending.
It's coming back. It's coming back gradually.
I think we are not. I think we said it before. There's not enough being done. So a lot of people are.
A lot is being said, but not a lot is being done.
Yeah, exactly. So those on the internet are using their voices to do what they can.
Okay.
And of course, Champions League night, so things are trending.
How does Arsenal without strikers score 7 goals against the champions of Holland. Like, the European leagues don't make sense to me.
PSV,
they are the
but
defending champions.
But they're in very bad form themselves.
Come on.
You know, I was listening to
7-1.
No, I was listening to a podcast. You know, I just doing my research on the Champions League game. So I listened to some podcasts. Yeah. They were explaining that they are really struggling. That they are surprised by how badly they've played in the last few months. So it's like things have not been going that well for them.
Arsenal don't have a recognized striker.
That is true, but you see, if you are both in bad form, and your level, your floor is much higher than their floor. That's what happens.
Because they're not in bad form. That's like pretty decent form.
Yeah, but they just can't score goals.
So, against English teams, apparently.
Well, those teams are much better. Well,
that's my point. So, like, the English league is tough.
No, that one is facts.
Yeah,
it's
because
facts,
you meet
sure.
an English mid-table team and they beat you, and then you meet the champions of Holland and you score 7.
Exactly.
Like, are we joking here?
Exactly. So, a lot of football trends. Of course, there was a Madrid derby. So, Alvarez is in the trends. He scored a great goal. We have Atletico in
But you know the funny thing, Alvarez and Diaz scored the exact same goal from the exact same place.
Very, very similar goals.
Yeah.
Very similar goals for sure.
Yeah. Is the tie over?
I think no. 2-1.
You think Atletico has a chance?
They do have a chance because this is their first loss to Madrid in about 10 games. So
I saw Diego Simeone's son and I couldn't believe that. I mean, I didn't think Simeone was that old. The guy is really good.
He has 3 sons actually who are footballers.
Yeah, but how old is he?
His oldest son, I believe, is 28. He's about 50, in his 50s.
The guy is good.
Yeah, he has
very aggressive.
One of his sons plays for Napoli, one plays for Atletico Madrid, and another plays in the Spanish 2nd or 3rd tier. So he's not that good, but I think they're about 28, 26, 24 or something like that. Yeah,
so you think the tie is not over?
No, it's too early. I think considering that they are very close in level. Atleti are now come to play their home leg. I think it's all to play for sure. But I still think Real Madrid are slight favorites just because they've never been knocked out by Atleti in the Champions League.
Okay.
They have a very good history against Atleti in the Champions League. They've beaten them
and
in
they
2
step
finals.
Up. Real Madrid tend to step up in Champions League more than in
so
the
it will be a very interesting game for sure.
We'll see how
so
that
again,
goes.
the other Champions League teams are trending. Leo,
but in a
Dortmund,
strange way, I'm tipping Aston Villa to pull a surprise
and go far.
Yeah, their coach is a very good knockout coach.
If you remember with Villarreal, he went far a few years ago.
And he likes the fact that nobody's talking about Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He could knock out his next opponent, whoever he meets, and then you see he's in the final.
Very easily, very easily. No, I'm a big fan of Unai Emery, but I think his league form sometimes is a bit on and off.
He
but
prefers cup matches.
Yeah, exactly. In the knockouts, he's very good.
All right.
Then again, so let's get some tech news here. So so Elon Musk, if you remember, he wanted to block OpenAI's plan to become a for-profit because he said when they started they were non-profit. That's why he invested. So he doesn't want them to come a for-profit. But a judge has blocked that move. So OpenAI are free to compete and turn into a for-profit organization and enter the tech market and make it a bit difficult. So I think Elon Musk is not happy with that at all.
Elon Musk.
Yes.
His boss was in Congress blasting his opponent.
As always. He said he's coming for Greenland, so
Charlie, we should be careful though. He's coming for Greenland.
He said Greenland is we are coming.
Isn't Greenland a sovereign country?
It's part of Denmark.
And so is he going to invade Greenland?
We'll see. Yeah, you know Trump, he gets what he wants. He'll get a deal. So
you're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be no lie? Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Woo!
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
It's time for Bell Moon flavored milk. It's Bell Moon time. Each and every day. It tastes so good. It tastes so good. I love my Bell Moon. Wait for each moment. Wait for each moment. Any time of day. It's so delicious. So delicious. Bell Moon flavored milk. Bell Moon. Bell Moon. I love my Bell Moon. So delicious. Bell Moon. Bell Moon flavored milk.
Bell Moo flavored milk. It's maliciously delicious. For bulk distribution, give us a call on 0544 335 900. Another quality product from Bell Aqua. This advert is FDA approved.
Bell Moon flavored milk.
This year, something magical is happening. A celebration of tradition, flavor, and community. Welcome to the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025.
Taste the heart of your heritage with mouth-watering dishes from across the country like Ademe with akple, Tozafi with ayoyo soup, kokonte, apopransa, rare kwine, and many more. From rich spices to sweet treats, it's a journey for your senses. We're taking you back to your village.
Oh yes, let's recreate our age-old recipes.
But it's not just about food, you know. We're celebrating culture, connecting with family, and making memories that last a lifetime.
This March, let's come together and discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 29th and 30th of March 2025. The venue, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and the time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025, where food, fun, and tradition meet. See you there.
Interested vendors should call 0558 973 973 or 0205 973 973 to register. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Gino and Core Natural Cocoa Fruit Juice.
There is money in the soil. Find your way into profitable careers and businesses in Agric and ATVET now. Take a step today and change your life, your family, and community. Dial *718*50# to join now. Ghana Grows. Hope Day. Ghana Grows is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, and other partners.
Did you know that worms take away nutrients from the food you eat? Just listen to them.
Brothers, yesterday the food nice, huh?
Oh yeah, the trouble woman there. She did try wa.
Charlie, something come on. It be food.
It did taste like banana.
Eh, make a taste some. Make me try a taste. Make a taste. Hey, something is doing me.
Something is doing me too.
Oh, it be Vermox.
Vermox banana flavored dewormer is available in both suspension and tablet and is suitable for children and adults. It's good for you, bad for worms. Not recommended for children under 2 years and pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Some of them are doing moonlighting media. Some are actually economists and something. You know. No, but that's the thing. I know what I am. I've done it for 20 years.
I am that I am.
Yeah. So if I'm not sure what I am after 20 years, then I don't know. But you are new.
You are the voice in the wilderness.
No, I'm not in the wilderness. I'm tired. I'm in the city. I'm the voice in the city. I'm not the voice in the wilderness.
Make straight the way of the Lord.
I'm not, I'm under no illusions. I'm not an economist. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a political commentator. I'm a media guy, and I love it. That's what I do.
So maybe if you're like 50, 60, you didn't try something new.
Well, I don't know. Whatever I do, I'm a journalist first.
And that's fair.
So I can do anything, but I'm still a journalist. Kofi Akwabli, thanks for joining us. Hello?
Hi, Bernard.
Kofi, my first question is, what are you?
Good morning from Damongo. I'm on bus 2.
All right.
With the Caravanites. Let's say hi, Cracker.
Wow.
So, Bernard, this is day 4. And the fever is high. But you asked a question, what am I? Oh my God. I think I am what my training and practice and circumstances have made me. I'm a writer, I'm a communication expert, I'm a teacher because I train young communicators as well. And I love tourism. Bernard, if you remember, one of the books I did many years ago was part of the discussions at the time this heritage thing started. So here I am. I am enjoying having fun just like all the others. So who am I? I'm Kofi Akwabli.
Wonderful. You've been on almost all the heritage caravans. How special is the heritage caravan generally? That's question 1. And question 2, how different is 2025?
Okay, so yes, I've been on all. And the heritage caravan is one of a kind. It's a party on wheels. It's discovery. It's also self-discovery because people are not just finding new things. They are also learning about themselves, how the extent to which they can go in terms of engaging these attractions and these trips that we are taking across country. It's also an opportunity for people to learn. The fun you can't even imagine. It's on the bus and off the bus. But the important thing concerning the learning is that people are having fun, and yet any question that they have with respect to the geography of the places they see, the history of the places they see, any question they have, the question is answered expertly. If it can be answered, it will be researched and answered later. So the caravan is one of a kind. People come and they come again. That makes a difference. They don't just come and forget it. They come, and if they could, they keep coming.
I see. So what is special about this year? What's different about this year?
Okay, so this year started through Accra. And before we left Accra, we did a tour of the Accra we all are familiar with. And Bernard, you'll be surprised that although people live and work in Accra all their life, little things they didn't know. And some were actually asking, so how come we don't know ABC? So it started from Accra, the tour proper, and then we experienced one fest for the first time in Ho. We did a food fair, and on display, sumptuous, delicious snacks, full meals, and people were like, wow, this is beautiful. Then we did another fest. We entered Oti region for the first time. The caravan stepped there, and people experienced this region, which is named after a river. Many people don't even know that. We climbed through the region southward. We cleared Jessican. We cleared towns like Nkwanta. We did Asa. And then at a place called Damango, different from the Damango, which we just left, we entered into the northern region. And in the northern region, we cleared Bimbila, did a famous spot called Adibo, where there was a famous battle between the Dagomba and the German. Then we entered Yendi. And at Yendi, we had a great time. We were hosted by the Yana store. And so just on this stretch, between day 1 and day 4, these are the new things. And it hasn't ended because we still have more days and more things to experience ahead of us.
What can you say about the vegetation, the landforms, the climate, the housing as you drive around that part of the country?
Yes. I like what you said. Ghana is blessed. I always say that we are not a boring country in terms of vegetation because right from the moment you leave Accra, you see the grassland, savanna grassland, and as we kept driving northward through the Volta, you could experience a change in the vegetation, and you find that the forested areas were becoming a feature. And then as we entered Oti, you could begin to experience another change. By the time we got to the northern region, you know that yes, the savannah has welcomed you, where you have much bigger trees, more dispersed forest areas. So it is interesting because people begin to experience that, wow, these are the changes that come along as you trek through our lovely country. And for the savannah in particular, this is just another phase because there's a greener phase during the rainy season, which also comes with its beauty. So we are experiencing a variety of landscapes and vegetations, which adds to the enrichment Caravanites are experiencing.
You are in Tamale and then you are moving through Savannah. I know you like the northern part of Ghana generally, and you talk a lot about the drinks, their clothing, the food, even the trees. What is it about the northern part of Ghana that fascinates you so much?
Okay, so in northern Ghana, there's a reason for everything. So some of the things that we are not familiar with, when we see them, we begin to get it when we are educated. So the trees, let me take the share. The share is one of the toughest trees you can ever find. The seed is what is processed, actually dried, roasted, crushed, and then processed into the shea butter that we all love. The fruit of the shea is actually very sweet. It fruits around April, May, and then they do the gathering, and then they process into what we call the shea. But interestingly, here, shea is not just for cosmetics. It's also actually edible, which is very nutritious compared to the oils that we are known for and used to down south. There are other bigger trees like the baobab, which serves a variety of purposes. You know, the baobab is also referred to as a tree of life. The leaves are used for soup, dried or green. Delicious. Delicious as always. And then you have the dawadawa. That's another big tree. The dawadawa looks, when it is ripe, the fruit is like a flattened banana, green. But when you cut it open, the pulp in there is yellow, very sweet, powdery, and it's used for juices. The seed of the baobab is what is processed into what we all know, the dawadawa. That's very, very important food item. Dawadawa is not just your spice. It's also a flavor. And it's also vegetable, actually.
Mm.
So these are some of the trees I can remember offhand, Bernard.
Wonderful. So today you're on your way to the Mole National Park, which we visit a lot of times. You will do the Larabanga Mosque, and then you will be headed towards the Bono region. You'll be using the Western Corridor Road or the N12. A lot of Ghanaians in Accra have never used that road. and I mean, the first time I used it, it was a very different, to say the least. Just give us a sense of what you are expecting for today.
Okay. So the road to Mole from Bolga has been good so far. Many years ago, in this neighborhood, one of the most notorious roads, Bole Bamboy, Solar Tuna, you know it. But we have come a long way. Now, when we do Mole, I said Mole, on this caravan trip, we do the right thing. We call places by the right name. Yesterday we were in Paga, not Paga. So when we get to Mole, we expect to enjoy big game, such as the elephant. And then when we leave Mole and we drive southward, we are going to experience the M12, like you mentioned. Hopefully, caravanites are not going to experience some situations like we did on the Tamale and Papia stretch. A few of the stretches here today as we drive southward will not be the best, but we can manage it. We can manage it. So far, so good. We clocked our 7th reading when we entered Savannah this morning. That's just by the way of the challenge.
Wow.
And by the time we get to Sunyani, we would have cleared about 10 readings.
Generally, we talk about tourism that we need to do domestic wise, and there are two problems: the infrastructure, the roads not being very good, and the hotels also not being up to scratch, and also the cost of hotels very, very high. You've done Caravan for, I don't know, 7, 6, 8 times, I don't know. Are we seeing improvement in that so that there will be a higher uptake? Because it seems to me as if a lot of the visits to Ghana and even Ghanaian tourism is mainly Accra, Cape Coast, Brig Gardens, that type of thing. People don't really venture up further beyond that. Are you seeing improvement to merit more local tourism?
Oh, yes. There's always room for growth, room for improvement. Caravanites are seeing opportunities that they can actually take advantage of, because some of the attractions and destinations are quite new to them, and they see the potential. Of course, beyond infrastructure, hotels, waiting rooms, stopovers. You also have the crucial question of service. The hotels you've experienced so far have been very good with service. But that doesn't mean that service has improved across board. One can say that, okay, they know caravanites are coming, so they were on their best behavior. But service is also an area that we would need to work on hard, so that when the tourists come, they will have reason to come again. I would also want to mention sanitation across board, because when you do Ghana, the truth is that you are going to see beautiful things, but you're also going to see nasty things. You are going to see littering along the streets, in communities, and sometimes this gets you, and you wonder what tourists will feel. What does it take? The question is, what does it take to keep our environment clean? So these are some of the things that we need to examine if we want to go to the next level with our tourism, domestic tourism, as you have said. And the domestic tourism we're experiencing these days is not just us touring our country. It's also foreigners, sometimes Ghanaians living abroad, coming to stay for a while and doing the domestic tourism. Because the moment they are in here, as Ghanaians coming home and touring, they are domestic tourists. And they come with more sophisticated things. You understand? So there's work to do for all of us.
Finally, the caravan is not just about the places and the things, but the people. And I think the people are the most important part. You are on bus too. Tell me just about the kind of people you've met and how interesting it's been with the kind of backgrounds they have and some of the stories of how they even got on the caravan.
Okay, so I'm not on bus. I'm on bus 2 now, but I do the buses.
Okay.
Yes, I do the buses. And you find, so there's a mix. People who work hard, serious Ghanaians who work, young serious Ghanaians who work hard, and they have saved to make this trip this year. You find pensioners gone on retirement, but they feel guilty. One man told me he just feels guilty that he's seen the world, he's not seen his country, so he's doing this. There's a sister, there are 2 sisters I've seen. There's someone who's come with the entire family. There's a man who came, left organized the wife and the kids on the trip, and then he went home. Of course, he's done the trip before. Then also, there's this man who's a medical person, lived in America, worked in America, and he's here, and he's telling me that the kids are going to come to continue. So it's a mix of Ghanaians who are desirous of knowing their country. It's also a mix of people who, in fact, there's an Indian couple. This time not Ghanaians abroad. An Indian couple who is doing this. So you see the interesting dynamics in the demography of Caravanites this year. That tells you that the world is watching, the world is listening, and people are yearning. There's a Ghana test.
Wow.
Point is, how are we preparing to receive this?
No, thank you, Kofi. My regards to the bus 2 folk, and tell them they should bring us presents when they come to Accra.
I'll tell them, Bernard, we've gotten back. There's a stop, a washroom stop, so you can't hear the shouting anymore. But we are good, we are happy. Say hi to Ghana, everybody. Say hi to Ghana.
Wow. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Nice hearing from you guys. Enjoy the trip. Thank you, Kofi Akpabli, an author, a writer, a tourism enthusiast, just a great Ghanaian. 8:38. He's painting pictures in your mind.
Yeah, I love the scenes and the sounds of the places they've been to. The long drives can be therapeutic in and of themselves. To be away from Accra,
it's an unforgettable experience, Caleb. I mean, the first time I was on the Caravan, I mean, I had never been on the Western Corridor route, so for me, it was like discovering a new country, from Bandang Kwanta all the way to Bamboy. Those, I mean, I would do anything to go back on those roads because it was just different.
Yeah.
You know, you see teak trees, you see cashew trees.
A lot of share.
I mean, Ghana is a blessed country.
Very
just the scene. But you know, the trouble with Ghana is, it's like we don't plant anything. Everywhere is just bush. You know, we need to do more, but that's a different thing.
In between that too, there's a lot of littering.
Charlie, let's not even go there.
I just come out my eye cause I see many press this one. Many rise, many fall. Many price, many doll. Many sacrifice, but some get all. Some they wrap it up to go PayPal. Anyway, so
you're looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate, who specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in places like Accra and Ebre, with land starting at 90,000 cedis, we have flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rental at East Airport. Visit us at Cantonment opposite Soak Link International, or call 027-277-8880, or send us an email at info@the-Royal Kingdom Estate.
And then a free show book was a shabag jeans and the twat Parkers of Bantama, you to me from to my Washington Yankama boys have bread.
All right, now let's take some comments on the on where we are.
People are commenting on roads, and so this one that doesn't add a name says, "Good morning, CBS. Please, the contractor on the Pokwase to Ofanko Highway has left this particular site again. Oh, how did they get the motorway job? You didn't add your name, Bernardino. The look back to Hohoe stretch of the Eastern Corridor Road is a death trap. Charlie,
really?
Don't go there. Say that in Ghana for me.
I don't think they use that particular one anyway. But generally, some men said the whole to Yendi was pretty good. Don't forget there are about 2-3 routes.
Right.
You could use the Kwando side. You could use, so there are quite a number of them they could have used.
Cool. Our road projects are really bad, especially the inner roads in Accra. Even traffic lights and street lights on major streets in the capital are just badly lit, which is a risk for road users and pedestrians alike. We need a better look at these critical issues, not only new projects.
Okay.
I agree with you. You didn't add your name. Bernard, good morning. The road from Pantan Junction through the nursing training college to Abokobi is like Owari.
It's not good at all.
It's in a very bad shape and needs urgent attention. Prince from Abokobi, Bernard, I can testify to this one.
That's a good one. Like
it's
Owari.
a very terrible.
But you know that road, that road could shorten. If you're going to the eastern region,
yes,
in Sawam, you could just use that road, connect through Boy,
yes,
and then descend at
Comet
Estate, and then you can
that
do the Brekusu Road.
Also very bad.
No, so it's a really good point there. All right, more comments on the.
Good morning, Bernard. I really like Samantha's comments. I've traveled on these roads. Volta roads are good. Eastern Corridor Road is perfect to Yendi, Gushewu, but beyond that side to Boga needs development.
Just had an
Tamale
idea.
to Sabah. Yeah,
You know, Saman said the Volta region was very neat. Why don't we do a national inspection? Like, we used to do inter-houses inspection. So, like, national, maybe Independence Month, the neatest region will get a prize or something. So to force people to be more responsible for their region or something.
As someone who has the most recent high school graduate here, I feel like it's just going to make people shape up in February.
Fine, but when you shape up,
then after March they will just leave it. I mean, I think
no,
that's
but I see it begins that way. But the culture of just being neat, eventually you see the beauty of.
But the truth is, it's harder to win when you read the month before. The people are more consistent and more likely to win. That one is true. But a lot of people, they will take their shortcuts.
I do tourism promotion for the Volta region as one of my social responsibilities. And one of the pictures I give people is that the region is actually very neat.
It's clean.
They have some very good hotels and very good sites. And for me, neatness is linked to economics, because if I have, let's assume I have 1,000 cities or a certain amount of money that I want to spend, I would rather go to a place that will be neat and cool.
But they say if you do the competition, Greater Accra and Central Region, they go to you. All the time they go to you.
Greater Accra, I don't even think it's anybody's fault. The infrastructure is just not
there. The region has become.
It's crowded.
All of us have come here to fill it up, so it's not fair. Yeah, but still we have more resources too, because we also have more revenue.
We're not doing well, but
because the region has more money, and the money should be used to do better things.
The infrastructure is not good either, so that one.
Yeah. So, but I think.
But that contest exists at the municipal level, metropolitan municipal level, where they do the ranking, district league table and all that. Sanitation is a part of it. And I think that when it really comes to sanitation, we need our traditional authorities to also help us, because they play a very critical role in that area. And if you look at most of the places where we are told they are very clean, the traditional authorities play very, very key roles. So the municipal traditional authorities need to come together and help get our places cleaner than they are. When it's done in smaller tranches, it's better than when you do a large scale thing. I don't know the results you get, but that's how it looks.
More comments.
Bernard,
054 998 6996. That's the WhatsApp number. 054 998 6996. Look back to where is bad.
Yes.
Very bad, but not a death trap. I was there 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's good.
You know, Ghanaians like superlatives.
Yeah, man.
So, like, the death trap. It's bad, very bad, but not a death trap.
Okay.
But what's very bad? I think they should give us more description. Was there a lot of potholes?
Yes.
Was
Gullies?
Yeah.
Eroded.
Okay, so let me give you a bad road. So if you know Medina very well,
yes.
The road between Reese Junction and Asalibotwe,
my God,
particularly between they call it Maya Hot to Asalibotwe,
it's very hot.
Is bad. Okay, now a very bad road.
Yes, Brekusu
will be the road to Ashanti University. But even that,
no, it's very bad now.
No. The Kwabinya towards Brekusu is very bad.
Okay, now from Brekusu to the Ebri side.
When was the last time you went there?
Extremely bad, 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so it's very
bad.
bad.
My car has not been back from the mechanic.
So it's very, very bad. So there's bad, then there's very, very bad. Now, a death trap is more like a road that is beyond.
I'll say the N1 is a death trap.
N1.
Yeah, because when you put all things considered, you're right. So like the lights, the lack of lights, the speed.
The lights is the biggest.
I get your point. But you see, there can be a bad road which is not a death trap because you can drive slowly.
True.
But if there's a bad road and there's no lights,
it's a good road, but there are no lights.
But a good road is not a road with no potholes. A good road is a road that has all the road furniture properly marked. So, for example, the beach road.
Yeah.
Beach road from Tema towards Nungwa. I don't think it's a good road because there's no street lights and there's no proper marking.
I would say it's also a death trap because people have to cross it, and
there's a part that there's a very part that sort of suddenly undulates, and if you don't take it, it can throw you off. It's a death trap. So I think a death trap is more a description about what the road can do to you, more than the state of the road.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay, so in continuing, Bernard, thank you. That ACP Kwabenya Race Junction Road must be seriously looked at. It goes all the way to Tema. It's apparently supposed to be a dual road, and already people are encroaching on it. No one is saying anything. Then we will hear of compensations soon. Nanaya from Kwabenya sent that through. Bernard, the poor state of our inner roads is a sign of the ineptitude of our local authorities. They simply complain that there is no money, but not everything requires money. What we need is ingenuity. In many parts of Adenta, residents come together to buy laterite and spread it on the roads poorly. Instead of the assembly asking residents to bring money to the assembly for the assembly to spearhead roadworks, they could partner residents associations, not spend a dime, but guide and encourage them to build their own roads. It's not rocket science. No resident will give them money to fix the roads because there is zero trust the money will be used efficiently. And I'm also told that at the Lankwantanan or so, my friend sent a video earlier that the assembly had actually, as it were, they offloaded some laterite on their stretch. Their road was bad. They went to pour laterite on the road, and for more than a week, they've not done anything.
So they've left it there,
almost like blocked the entire stretch. So that's one of the complaints.
I have to say, I'm very against private citizens paying for roads
directly.
Yes,
because they already pay indirectly.
We pay so many taxes and things. It's part of the fuel and all of that, and then we have to also go and do our own.
If the money even be used,
they should give us the money back if we pay for it.
So for me, if the road even be if the money even used to do it, that's the point. If we want to put money in the government pool, we don't even know where the money goes.
Yeah.
I think what they are advocating is that instead of paying money like general taxes and then the government redistributes, there can be local levies.
Initiatives, yeah.
That can, so for example, we have shops on the road. You can charge them a levy per month, and they can use that levy to do some road.
But why should they have to pay extra?
No, what I'm saying is that, but don't forget, we don't have a proper revenue management collection system. So in Ghana, our tax to GDP ratio is very low generally, and it's because of inefficiency. So what I'm saying is that maybe if the central government is not good at tax administration, you live in Canada, there are certain things you pay locally. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if the assembly was serious Shop owners could make some payments, homeowners can make some payments, which will go specifically to road maintenance at the local level.
Yeah.
As against waiting for the Minister of Roads to do all routes.
Then
that's what we are trying to say. Not saying that we want to directly buy Allah try to pay for our roads.
That's fine. But then I think that if that's the case, we should also remove some of these taxes that we are paying then. Because I don't think I should be paying it at the national level. Then at the local level, you're also charging me. I think there should be some.
Suzu.
We can't have it both ways.
Suzu, you've lived in Canada, you've lived in the UK.
Yes.
Let's take our time and look at how much we pay to the state in Ghana versus how much we pay to the state in advanced countries. Let's be honest.
Yes.
If you live in an advanced country, you pay a lot more for many things. The difference, though, is that in advanced country, there's more accountability and the money gets to be used. So generally in Ghana, we pay a lot of indirect taxes. But I can tell you that parking is free. People don't pay property rate. People don't pay lots of levies. A lot of the things we get away with in Ghana, if you live in any serious developed country. So what I'm saying is that Ghanaians cannot complain about lack of all these things and not also consider the low level of contribution.
Here's my issue.
I'm listening.
Is the indirect taxes part. Because the indirect taxes, everyone is paying the same amount.
Yes.
That's why I have the problem with us taking more money from people. Do you understand? Because if we're already all paying, like, look at something like, and it bleeds into other things, right? Because if the indirect tax on something like fuel, it's going to affect everyone who's taking church or everyone who drives a car. If we're to rather do, like you said, more direct taxes, income tax, property tax, taxes on people's, you can actually tax their wealth and their income more efficiently. That is fair to me. But because we're a poor country and people are paying so many indirect taxes, people are paying taxes on so many things, so many consumption taxes. So for me, taking extra money from people who are already burdened in a country where we don't have a lot of disposable income, it just doesn't work for me. That's my issue.
I take your point, but I will encourage you to compare our level of, so do two comparisons in your free time. Our level of taxes per GDP for Ghana compared to normal countries in the lower middle income level, African countries, and then disaggregate it for even indirect. So I agree with you that indirect taxes are disproportionately higher as a percentage of our overall tax for a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
But still, our indirect taxes to GDP compared to comparable countries isn't that high. So what I'm saying is that the reason the state doesn't have as much money is corruption and inefficiency in tax administration. Because there's a lot of taxes you pay, but it doesn't seem to get to the right place, which is why it's so annoying. Because if you lived in a country where the tax administration was more effective and there was more accountability, there will be more for what you pay. Having said that, I still think that there are local levies which shouldn't be considered as general taxes. So, for example, there are certain things that when you live in a neighborhood, like the thing around parking, okay, there are certain things that are more like,
so like you play to like the assembly kind of that.
So
kind
I'm
of
saying
thing.
that if like there needs to be better financial governance at the assembly level. Because if people in Adenta are prepared to pay money to buy latrite, it means that if the assembly were serious and accountable, beyond the indirect taxes they pay, they'll probably say, okay, you know what? This assembly is correct. Our assembly man is doing well. So let's contribute and pay so it will add to pothole patching. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that flippantly, because you see, central government, there's too much politics. So road minister has to go to Ashanti region, Volta, Northern, and do all those equations. But if people in Adenta have a serious MCE and the assembly is accountable and they are asked to pay a certain property rate, all the shops are paying a certain levy, street light levy, whatever. If we can see the money being used, I'm saying that beyond the overburdened national taxes, people will still pay.
Okay, now let me counter it. You say that the issue is corruption and mismanagement,
and
right?
then inefficiency in collection.
Inefficiency in collection, correct. So if we can see that the tax system is rotten and broken, this is what we are saying. I think that we should reduce the money they get and let them fix themselves, and then rather push those taxes to local. If we are saying that we feel like to be used more efficiently locally, rather than going through all it goes through here before it now comes back to the assembly. If we are saying that, okay, the assembly needs it so they can do their things hands-on and be quick, let's cut out some of those taxes, because it's going into an inefficient system. It's going to move around, it's going to dance around, and it might never come back to us. Because I think that I understand your point.
So you're saying that on the national level,
I don't think we should. I think if the amount of taxes we are paying is fine, even if we increase it a little bit, that's fine. But I'm saying that at the end of the day, from what I'm understanding, maybe the solution is that the assemblies get more of it directly.
Okay, let me
rather
move it. Let me try further. I still take your point, but I give a small pushback. So, take SMEs. SMEs employ about 75% of Ghanaians, but their contribution.
That's small and medium enterprise, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But their contribution to GDP is about 30%. Their contribution to taxes is even lower. Why? You can say because a lot of them are low income. That's true. So they will employ somebody but don't have a lot of money and they are not that productive. So you can say that SMEs are more useful for their employment role than in their revenue generation role. But there are still a lot of them who use public resources and don't pay for it. They use power. They don't pay for it. Look at the illegal connections they do in all these small markets. That's why a lot of market fires. They use water. Sometimes they don't pay for it. A lot of the things that a small business will pay for in other countries, they don't pay for it. Now, I'm not saying tax SMEs to death, but what I'm saying is that if you want to develop a country, you cannot, and if most of the people work, and by the way, a lot of these people don't pay income tax. And there's a lot of money moving in informal economy. So, and I'm not saying formalize it. What I'm saying is that you have mobile money, you have national Ghana card or whatever you call it. If 70% of people are working in an ecosystem where the state doesn't get to benefit directly from how much they earn, they cannot turn around and expect the state to do, because there are certain things that are more efficient when you do it collectively, like a road or water or electricity. So what I'm saying is that, and yes, it's back to inefficiency, because in inefficiency in many ways, some of the illegal connections because of ECC's inefficiency. Indeed, the tax problem in Ghana is not a tax policy problem. I think we have some of the smartest tax policy people in this world. We have a tax administration problem. Why? Because the GRA itself, some of it, they are corrupt. So a lot of the people, they will call you, Caleb, you owe 2 million. So I beg, then pay 200,000 on the side, I'll let you go off. That thing is there. Number two, some of the people who are collecting tax, they are not serious. You go, they are eating a bank wine and they are not thinking about you. They are not committed to collecting the money. Okay. So we spend a lot of times arguing about tax policy, and this is has introduced this tax, MP has introduced this tax. Whereas the real problem is that the guys collecting the tax are not even thinking about the state. Part of it is because I don't think their pay is tied to how much they collect. Okay.
I think they should be doing commission.
I feel like do you know why? Because you see,
fair enough,
again, you've lived in. I was talking to somebody at the economic forum yesterday. A person was saying in South Africa, when the revenue authority realizes that you have defaulted, they even have the power to write to your bank to collect the money.
To garnish your money.
They've paid you 1,000 cedis and you're supposed to pay 200 cedis for tax. You didn't pay. They will write and remove the 200. Now, if there's no 200, they will come to your house and collect your car, because they have a target. You see, so the problem is that, and this is where inefficiency is. People who work for government feel they don't care, and they are not. There's bad leadership, so they are not. This is the thing. A lot of people who lead don't lead by example anyway. So if I'm a normal tax administrator in some medium taxpayer office in Swami, I'll just cut deals with everybody and get extra money to build my house, because the guy at the top of me hardly sees me. He hasn't put in place a system to check me. Do you get it? And I don't care about the nation because I'm poorly educated or poorly taught. I'm not a good citizen. So I'll just rob and I'll go to church and pay a tithe. So that's there. So you need a leader who will say, you know what? We are going to set ourselves a target. And this is the thing, in Ghana, if you lead people well, they will follow. Do you get it? So we have a tax administration problem. So Susu is paying tax. He's not seeing anything. He's paying income tax. He's doing the right thing. He's suffering. His neighbor is not paying anything. And the neighbor is doing very well. And it's like we reward bad behavior. If you don't reward those who do right by punishing those who do wrong, those who do right will also get tired. This is the Ghana problem. So I am saying that let's have a more efficient tax administration. It starts with GRA. All right? The medium and large taxpayer offices, people have to get serious. Number two, it starts with local government accountability. Adenta MCE, Madina MCE, Osu MCE, they should be more accountable for the money they get, and they should show better leadership, because most Ghanaians who call into this show are willing to contribute a bit more if they can see good leadership, right? Which is why he's even proposing that let's rather pay at the local level, because the national level too, it's just too opaque.
But I'm not sure that problem has even been solved at the local level, so that even if we paid more to the local level, that would automatically solve it. I think the issue here is that people are going through a lot of frustration, and to the extent that even though they are not earning so much, they are willing to pay a little more to have some convenience. Now, if you watch it, a lot of the vehicles, if you watch the routes that don't have a lot of public transport, many people are trying to have their own cars. Now, if you have your own car, you notice that if you have your own car and it's a salon vehicle, you'll be going to the mechanic a lot of the time. So the next you want to do, you want to get one that has a
bigger.
better clearance.
Yes.
So a lot of people are investing in personal comfort because the communal structure that's
the collective
supposed
is
to be
failing.
a necessity is breaking down.
Yeah.
And that over time is not sustainable because people will
Correct.
be engaging in all kinds of things just to get a little more comfort because communally
100%.
we want personal luxury and there's no basic common comfort.
And you know why?
You know
why?
something.
The mindset, last one, the mindset of leadership is the problem because I'm very sad to say this. Like I go to a conference where maybe we're going to discuss Ghana's problems. Every senior person there is sitting in a V8. They open the door, they sit down, and they go home. Now, I'm not against V8, but if you live in Accra and you have to move around in a V8 all the time, it kind of desensitizes you from the way things really work. But if you drive a normal Kia Rio or you sit in a normal trotro every day, the urgency which you think about problems is different. So the way we see a leader is a man who's not supposed to suffer, wears a suit, we open the door for him, he sits down. He's not in touch with the reality of the people's feelings. So it's not everything that's a hard issue. I think the concept of leadership here is very archaic. And people feel a sense of entitlement as leaders. They are not servant leaders, and we don't hold them accountable. So even a couple of people who call into our radio shows to say they are not happy, the real accountability happens in the community. They come to a funeral, they come to your church. I don't think we hold leaders accountable. We hail them. They may send a text message to me anonymously and say our leaders are corrupt. But when that leader comes to your house, you smile at them. Do you get it? So the mindset of the leader is I'm doing these guys a favor. And there's no consequence for bad leadership except after 4 years they will vote you out, which is not enough because you would have stolen every money you want to steal and still go and chop it anyway. You get it? So I'm saying all the problems we're discussing, the issue of contribution, everything rises and falls on good leadership, which encourages responsible citizenship. I don't think Ghanaians are inherently bad because we've proved that when they move to other communities where there's good leadership, they do well. So if I'm to put pressure somewhere, I need to put on the leadership. Also because the leader goes to the ends of the earth to ask me to vote for him. And then when I vote for him, he goes to the ends of the earth to tell me that I am the problem. So basically that's what they do. In opposition, they'll say, everything rises and falls on leadership. Vote for me, let me become leader. When they get to office, they'll say, hey, Bernard, you have to tell the citizens, so it's citizenship. And it tells me that it's more like imposters. If we don't change our concept of who a leader is and what he must do, and we don't start holding them accountable while we hold ourselves accountable, nothing will change in our generation. And let me tell you, it was only last week that I was in my early 20s. I'm now in almost my mid-40s. So we don't have a lot of time. In 20 years' time, I'll probably be retired. You get it? So let's not think that people have time. We have to. So we have to put a lot of pressure on the system. So even this MMDCs they are appointing, we have to put our eye there because the business as usual mentality is to reward political apparatchiks to kind of continue the same old crap. We don't want that. We want people to be accountable, and it starts with us because if we don't hold them accountable, they will not give us accountability.
I just want to give my last one. So I just wanted to my main point, what I wanted generally, my main point is that I'd prefer if we just were more efficient with our money. But it's because Bernard brought up that, the local stuff and stuff. And I said that maybe, because I don't see why I should be paying any more money than I already do. That's why he mentioned, and I mentioned the other thing. And he's right, it's all about leadership. And it's the example. Because, like I always say, you see people in VAs, they think their agency is more than your agency. I don't sit in my car for fun. I don't drive for fun. Fuel is expensive. If I'm in my car, it means I'm going somewhere. And I need to be there as soon as possible. But you think that you can turn on your light and go. So I agree with everything you said. But
see, like one Land Cruiser almost hit someone off the road the other time because he has more important things to do. So yeah, that is the leadership issue we are talking about. Your point on citizens not paying directly for roads is valid. But as Adenta residents, we already come together to fix our roads by ourselves. It is cheaper than fixing our cars, and our property values appreciate. all we are asking for is an efficient assembly that helps to formalize this.
This is a failure of the state.
Yeah, it's a clear evidence of that. Ben and team, I live in Prestia, and I can tell you people are dying every day due to the only road linking Bogoso to Prestia. The road is so bad and so wicked in nature. Anytime your family is referred to Takwa, you know the person will die. Ben, the situation of the Prestia Bogoso road is a death sentence. Blade Jr. from Prestia send her through. Good morning, Bernard. I'm compelled to bring the deplorable state of the Gbawe Agape Road, which has been a perpetual source of frustration for our community, to your attention. This vital arterial road connects Wager to Ablikuma and ultimately to Pukwase, yet it's been grossly neglected for years. The recent elections brought some cosmetic changes, but they were merely a drop in the ocean. A tiny stretch between Faith Montessori and Gbawezer, I've done a report on this road before, was tarred, only to succumb to potholes within a month. The dust we are forced to endure is suffocating. But that's not all, Bernard. Our neighborhood is also plunged into a severe water crisis. I've lived here since 2012, and it's astonishing that in over a decade, we've never had access to reliable running water. We are reliant on boreholes which devour our electricity. It's a constant struggle. I implore you, Bernard, please help us. We are desperate for a solution to these basic yet crippling issues. Our community is crying for support. It's time for us to experience the basic amenities that many take for granted. We need your help to make our neighborhood a better place to live.
I went to Bawe for a wedding a few months ago. I couldn't believe what I was going to.
Bawe needs to be seen to be believed.
Bawe concept.
Bawe
zero. Bawe agape.
I don't know whether
And
it's
crazy,
the nature of the
Very
hill, but Bawe is terrible.
But you know it's crazy. The moment you even turn off the road, you know, like the
main road,
the Awoshi
McCarthy
road.
Hill, yeah.
The Awoshi road, like when you turn a barnyard or whatever, and then that Awoshi road, when you turn off, the moment you even turn off, then the potholes start.
It's like, welcome to Bawe.
Hey.
Welcome to Bawe.
Oh my God.
All right, thanks for your comments. Send us some more. We will be doing a couple of interesting interviews.
Okay.
Translight Solar will be telling us how to I won't say go off the grid necessarily, but basically diversify your power options.
It's actually very good. We use solar at home. And
I actually use these guys solar.
It helps. I'm not the one who contracted the solar.
I'll tell you something.
We use solar. It's very good.
And this is my 10th year of using solar.
Really?
Because these guys, when they came, I think it was 2015.
Wow.
Well, I was doing my house and they offered me a package.
Sweet.
I have only changed my inverter once. My panels, I think they augmented the panels too, but they still work.
And that's been all.
But I use normal ECG, so my system is more.
It's mixed.
Yes, so my system is more when the power is not there, I use it. When ECG is not, I use it. I haven't gotten to the stage where I can depend fully.
I think we do that too, and it helps a lot because the lights do go off a lot where we move now, and but because of the solar, at least your lights, your fan, your TV,
the basic things will be on.
Maybe you can't do like, as far as I know, kettle and iron.
No, you can't. Yes, but you can have basic fan and light for the solar, and it's very good.
At the very least, when your ACG comes, you iron your. I mean, ironing, they have to iron for the week anyway.
No, seriously.
Organized.
I actually think it's criminal for us in Ghana not to have a solar panel on each house. You know,
with all the sunshine.
For me, I like being ambitious. You should be able to say, for all houses, there should be a solar solution.
Every household.
Because yesterday, the Minister of Energy was saying we need to have a better use of gas because heavy fuel oils are more expensive. So he thinks gas is much cheaper. I think a lot of people are saying, well, solar is the expensive and things. Actually, as a long-term investment, solar is not expensive because I've had solar for 10 years in addition to my normal power. So imagine, I don't pay anything anymore for it. Okay, so even if I had paid whatever I had paid,
you're done.
You get it. So I changed the inverter, battery a couple of times, but it's been there. If you can say that every household, because I mean, for me, it is an eternal disgrace for the leading solar technology countries to all be in the temperate zones.
And
think about it. Like Germany, Denmark, China.
And considering we are talking about green revolution,
Yeah.
green transition, there's so
We
that
have
has
the
to happen.
like no honestly, Caleb, if this doesn't hurt you as an African, how do you have the most sunshine in the world, and yet you need Europeans to come and dig fossil fuels for you to use their gas?
They have periods where they have 3 hours of sunlight, not even sunshine. Though. So if it's cloudy that day,
Just
it
the
means
light.
that you won't even. We have at least worst case scenario 11 hours and 30 minutes.
We have too much
worst
sun.
case scenario.
Like you go to Canada, there are days like I found a relative somewhere in the US. Like he said we have sunshine now, but the snow was still very high.
I'll tell you. There were some days in school the sun will come up at like 9. By 3 p.m. it's dark.
Can you imagine? 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
I'm telling you.
And yet those societies have solar solutions, and you are living in Ghana. You know, and you see, this is for me the things that should annoy you to drive you to work as a Ghanaian.
Everything annoys me about this country.
You
To
know.
be honest, everything annoys me.
So we need to get serious with this. Let's read a few
The
more.
roads in Nungwa Pram constituency can rank among the worst in Ghana, from Afianya to Dowenya to Pram to New Ningo to Ashem to Chopoli to Dawa. I wonder whether these places are part of Ghana. Something drastic needs to be done. Booker T from Ningo Pram. ACP Kwabenya Race Junction is back to Boteman. It's an important road that needs to be looked at. Most of it has been done. However, between Kwabenya part through Academic City to Agbogba has been left unattended. To fixing that portion will reduce the traffic on the Atomic Road, Mokola. That's very true. Hi, Bernard. The decentralization of road levy will be very effective. Kojo Sego from Katamasu. Bernard, today is the Sami Riafi's birthday.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
Samuel, you have his birthday
Yeah,
today.
man. Bishop Herman's.
He wanted to hide it from us.
Yeah, today is Sami Riafi's birthday. I'll
go and pond him. Happy birthday to you, Sami Yafi.
POV producer.
He's a producer of many things.
Big man.
He used to be the presidential correspondent.
Yes.
Until government changed
And our
hands.
research has come.
Charlie.
You are not due for more again.
Charlie, elections have consequences. So.
Oh, Charlie.
Even presidential correspondent will change. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's a whole clear.
Sami, so happy birthday to Sami Rafi. Yeah,
this is his first birthday post.
Yes.
Since 2017 that he's not
celebrating.
It's not the presidency. It's now it's like
I should just pass by Nima and say hello.
You know, one of my favorite text messages I always get when I talk about roads. There's this man who listens to my show. He'll say, Bernard, please don't forget our road. Every time he mentions roads. And he's been talking about this road for almost a year.
Where is this?
No, he will send it again.
Okay.
As soon as I mention road, no.
You will just say,
please send the road so that I can mention it for you quickly. Because, but the good news is that we are told the Minister of Roads is visiting 3 critical road projects today.
Yes, please.
Which and which?
So the Pokwase Nsawam of Angkor Road is one.
Sawam of Angkor Road.
He's gonna be there.
That's the big elephant in the room.
That's the big elephant, literally.
Which is the second
in
one?
The room. The second one is Tema Aflao Road Project.
Tema Aflao Road Project.
Yes, please. And then the Tema Akosombo Road. So these are the stretches you'll be visiting.
I just want to say, my biggest issue is that cantonment people, they never complain about their roads.
But it gets done all the time.
It gets done all the East Legon, they don't complain.
Yeah, but who are the people there?
No, which road?
I'm saying like certain parts of the Accra, their roads is never degraded. You see something small, they come to patch it.
Even when the road has been spoiled, they want to patch it.
They are not complaining, sir, but where Jagba we guns, people are crying.
Don't even do
all roads are equal,
begging.
but some roads are more equal than
I
others.
have a friend, they'll do the gutter. Then you think that they are coming.
Forget.
They'll leave it for like 3 months. Then they'll come. The thing has now sand has entered. They have to do it again.
It's called Adanko Dadadre.
They don't make it flat. They don't make it flat. So you think that they are coming. They don't come.
Adanko Dadadre.
They do that for what?
Let's hear the minister who was in Ashanti region 2 days ago. He had a sort of few things to say in this report filed by our regional correspondent.
In the 1950s, this bridge remains a vital link between Kotokum and surrounding farming communities. However, its condition has worsened significantly, particularly due to frequent use by heavy-duty trucks, largely driven by mining activities in the area. The metal beams have weakened, the surface has developed deep cracks, and pillars at the edges are breaking apart, making the bridge increasingly unsafe. Despite 8 years of appeals from residents to get authorities to fix the bridge, no action was taken. Frustrated locals turned to social media, highlighting the severe deterioration and calling for urgent intervention.
Nneɛma afa no kookoo paa wɔ agyapadeɛ wɔ ha paa nso birigi nti wɔba a mutumi kɔfa akyirikyiri no ho asa akɔsi kunsu adeɛ kwan deɛ nyɛ ma kaa kɛsɛ ntumi mfa so kaa nketewa koraa nyɛ papa bi koraa na ɛboa koraa wɔtumi pa ntaabɔde a kaka koraa ntumi mfa so gye sɛ moto anaa wɔgye sɛ wofa fam sɛ nyansa na wɔatumi atokorɔ so birigi deɛ ayɛ mmerɛ ahyɛ nyinaa krake wohwɛ koraa na yɛde wotena ka mu ne de wofa so koraa ahwɛ wobɛsi fam.
Their concerns caught the attention of President John Dramani Mahama, who directed the Roads and Highways Minister to visit the area and take immediate action to fix the collapsing bridge. During a site visit, the minister, accompanied by engineers from the ministry, announced that the bridge had been handed over to contractors who are set to begin reconstruction.
The contractor has promised to work within the schedule. What we are going to do is to take off the slab and then do the corrective measures with the beams, and then the engineers will recommend how to put it back so that it is fit for purpose.
Following his visit to Achumamponia, the minister proceeded to inspect ongoing work at the Swami Interchange project site. However, progress has been delayed due to challenges in relocating Ghana Water Company pipelines and outstanding compensation payments to affected individuals.
The challenge that they are facing is the Ghana water pipes within the runabout. They've been able to do a lot of piling there, but there are still some outstanding. And they are in discussion with Ghana Water to see how best that can be done. It is our hope that we can complete that and open it to traffic as soon as possible, after which we'll do Viaduct 2. So Viaduct 1 and 2, the piling is being done at the same time to make sure that we don't disrupt the lives of the people unduly.
Mr. Abuja assures the public that the government is taking steps to address financial and logistical hurdles to ensure the timely completion of the interchange.
Now that we don't have the full complement of the money for the bridge, President Mohammed's goal, as is always said, is to make sure wherever we can find resources to complete critical projects like this. So now that I've seen this, I'll brief him and then we'll discuss the way forward in terms of how we can complete it. And I agree entirely with the engineers and everybody that the first phase is to do the 2 viaducts, which would actually significantly reduce the congestion at the runabout whilst we think of how to fund the rest of the project. So we are very confident that the contractor has got the capacity.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Security Council has directed motorists to use alternative routes while repair works on the bridge at Kotokum are carried out.
The minister has come here and has promised to fix this, but residents are urging an urgent intervention by the government to ensure this is fixed to save lives.
(18:09). Now it's Ghana Month at the Achimota Retail Center, and with a remarkable lineup of events through March. Enjoy cultural clash performances from different tribes this independence. I prefer different ethnic groups rather. On 6th March 2025 to celebrate Ghana's rich culture at the ARC, that's the Achimota Retail Center. Celebrating women's strength, resilience, and achievements at Achimota Retail Center. Join us for exclusive shopping deals, inspiring talks, and a day dedicated to honoring women at the Achimota Retail Center on the 8th of March. Join us, let's dance, let's win prizes, and learn more about our heritage. Visit our social media platforms: Instagram, Achimota Retail Center, Facebook, Achimota Retail Center, TikTok as well, the same name. And if you want land to buy, contact Royal Kingdom Estate, who specialize in land acquisition and design, property management, and more. The properties in prime areas like Accra and Ibri, with land starting at 90,000 cedis. And we have flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rentals at Easter Port. Call 055-755-5909 or send an email to info at Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. And next time you fly from Accra, why don't you fly better with Emirates? You can get a taste of your destination on board with complimentary regionally inspired meals. As you taste each course of delicious gourmet cuisine at 40,000 feet, you can toast to new adventures with complimentary beverages. It's perfect. You get so much more in Emirates economy. Enjoy more convenience and flexibility to over 140 destinations within the Emirates Global Network. Find out more at emirates.com.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Ghana Post. Ghana Post. The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
The package, no. In less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
Dear home, no interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest payment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle change. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5043 or 020-477-5042. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C supplied. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Let's clean soap.
For free. Provident Insurance Bema Quentway on Dasa. If you January equal March 2025. What do we insurance one some shop Provident Insurance and sa? Some renew and now we have for Penya Chadia P. Emufua coupons and a Provident Souvenirs Papa B. And to watch when they and WhatsApp assistant or buy and chat is here 024-242-6396. Obeso to out over to Minswakwa and 15 branches. Yet to a particular and a mobile. Over to Minsuni brokers and I agents in the mobile needs our swap. Janami and Sunny na Provident Insurance as some Ghana man some power Makonia Badi wa Wabambo Massa special for you for Kaisan Shaka
With Provident, man, you're covered.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
24 minutes past 9. So we are friends from Translight Solar who have been in the delivery of solar energy solutions for a decade. And this is for both residential and commercial users in Ghana. I have in studio the Vice President for Investments and Partnerships, Kwesi Anin. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you very much, Bernard.
I also have George Kwachi, COO. George, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And Robert Ohin is the marketing manager. Robert, welcome to the show. So let's talk about Translight. Kwesi, tell us a bit about the history of the company and what you do.
Right. Thank you very much, Bernard, and good morning to your cherished listeners. So Translight Solar has been operating in Ghana since 2014.
Okay.
So we have more than 10 years of experience doing solar in Ghana. And our vision is very simple. We want every home in Ghana, every business in Ghana to be able to produce their own energy and use their own energy. So our vision is that every home should be able to do solar.
Okay.
Over the last 10 years, we have done well over 3,000 units of solar installations.
Okay.
Providing about 7 megawatts of usable or productive energy, as we call it, for homes and businesses. And going forward, we want to be able to leverage our past experience and provide solar for every home and for every business.
You guys in solar usually say that it saves money and guarantees uninterrupted power supply. Can you explain that, George?
Okay, so let me also take this opportunity to give some education on what solar energy really is.
Okay.
So when we say solar energy, basically we want to generate energy from the sun. And Translight Solar is saying that we want to give you the ideal and affordable equipment that can help you to generate this energy. Now, this energy being generated comprises of 3 main components. You have, number one, the solar panels that receive energy from the sun. And then you have the inverter that converts the energy being received from direct current to alternating current that you can use to, power your operations. And then the batteries store the excess energy that, you receive from the sun. Now, how do we save on the cost of electricity with solar? Now, basically, how the solar system works is like a cycle. During the day, you use solar primarily to power all your appliances. And then during the nighttime, you go back to the grid.
Okay.
So daytime use, you have the solar panels generating energy. Excess is being stored in the batteries, which will be used for a certain period. We don't want to drain the battery too much. And then later in the night, you can move to the ECG. So you can see that during the day, about 80% to 90% of your energy use is coming from the solar system. And your grid intake becomes very minimal. So at the end of the month, you see that your bill is reduced drastically. But let me also add that when we say the cost of electricity, we also need to look at what you do with respect to alternative power supply. So if you have a genset in your home, you have to, incur some cost to fuel it. You also have to incur some cost to maintain it. When, on the other hand, when you have a solar system, you tend to, waive all these, costs. So yes, it is very evident that if you have a solar system in your home, you reduce your cost of electricity.
Wonderful. Let's talk about who the ideal person is for a solar in terms of your client. Is this for everybody? Is this for businesses? Is it for wealthy people? Maybe George, let me stay with you.
Yes, Bernard. So when the ideal client for solar is, first of all, an individual or a business who wants to reduce their cost of electricity.
Okay.
So it could be for a residential client or a commercial client. Secondly, we also need to look at people who are eco-conscious. In this day and age where, environmental sustainability has become a very huge topic, businesses need to be looking at increasing their ESG score. And how can they do this? I mean, if you have a solar system installed in your facility, it goes a long way to add to that, or even help your staff to purchase, solar for their homes. So an ideal customer, I would say would be any individual or any business that want to reduce their cost of electricity, want to ensure that they have uninterrupted power, and also looking at, eco-friendly solutions.
Robert, let's talk about the solutions you have for businesses and then for homes.
Okay, so I'll start off by saying there has never been a time like this that solar has been that affordable.
Okay.
Right. So we spoke about our flexible payment plans. I'm sure in the subsequent would address that.
Mhm.
We have really flexible payment plans for homes and businesses. For
Okay.
example, for a typical home, that pays maybe about 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Mhm.
After installing solar, it can drop to about 200. And a system you would need would cost anywhere starting from 49,000 Ghana cedis, which is really affordable. And for the monthly payments we want to introduce, the payments can be as low as 1,200 Ghana cedis for a typical home. And we're using lithium-ion batteries.
Okay.
So it's really flexible. And for businesses, we are saying that give us the opportunity to come and assess your company, your factory, your small business, whether it's maybe a factory somewhere, is a company somewhere. We come and do an assessment and give you an idea of how much it's going to cost you. But in some cases, you may not even have to put any money down. That's for the commercial solutions, and we'll just save you and make sure you are doing monthly payments over a period, which is really easy on the pockets of people.
So you're saying that if I pay, say, 2K to ECG and I install a solar system, because of the way you integrate it, my payment to ECG will reduce
Drastically.
whilst I make regular payments for the system, which eventually I would have finished paying.
Absolutely.
So then, with the integrated system, my expenditure on electricity bills reduces in the long term.
Yes.
So is that long term 2 years, 1 week, or 10
I'll say
years?
for most of our customers, a typical payback period is within 2 to 4 years.
Okay.
Right, and this system is going to last for 15, 20 years. So it's a really good investment. Mind you, the cost of electricity is going to keep going up month on, every quarter, and all of that. So you are shielding.
So at least
yourself
10 years, I will have
guaranteed power.
Would I have to change the components, or it depends on use?
So that is Robert made a very good point that now all our systems are designed using lithium batteries. Previously, we used to design our systems with gel batteries.
Okay.
Which maybe after some 3 years, 4 years, you see that the efficiency goes down, and you would need to change it. But the good thing is that now the technology has become very, very advanced, and so all translight systems are designed using lithium batteries, and which are guaranteed to last a minimum of 10 years. So if the system has been installed well, it's getting proper use, then definitely you can do 15 years or more.
Wow.
So by that time, you would have got your payback.
I wonder
period,
what kind of battery
saved.
I have. I have to go and check.
We need to look at it.
Then
We
I need
to
to
look
change
at
it
for you.
So the lithium battery lasts longer.
Yes, it lasts longer. It charges faster. It comes with what we call a battery management system. It is not the previous or the traditional dummy batteries that we have. The battery management system sort of is the technology that controls how the battery is being charged, how it's being is discharging. If there's any issue on the battery, it alerts you. So this time around, you have something controlling the general use, that is charging or discharging of the battery, and so it allows it to perform a longer period.
So the solution the two of you spoke about, I want to ask you. So, Chrissy, what is the strategy for residential versus commercial? So let's assume I have a shop, I have a barber shop, and I run it, and then I also have a home. Just explain to me how your system can help my home as against how it can help my barber shop to make business sense.
So Bernard, this is what Translight Solar is doing. For most people, when we talk about solar, they think solar is like a backup system. You use your ECG. If the lights go off, then you go and switch to solar. No. At Translight, we want you to know that solar becomes your main source of power.
Okay.
And the systems that we use can so integrate all the various sources that you draw a little from ECG. If you have a generator, that's fine. But our main goal is that you're getting your energy primarily from solar. And this goes to reduce your cost very drastically. We have an example of a lady who was paying about 2,000 a month for ECG bills. After she installed solar, her monthly ECG payment dropped to about 200 cedis.
Wow.
Largely because we have designed a system that maximizes the use of the solar energy compared to the grid. So, to your question, for homes and for businesses, one of the things that we emphasize is that we come and then we design specific to your needs. So take, for instance, somebody who...
So you do an assessment?
We do an assessment.
Correct.
It's critical to...
Do I pay for the assessment?
If you're in Accra, we'll do it for you for free.
Correct.
If we have to come maybe outside of Accra, then maybe we'll just ask you to pay something a little for...
No, come and assess. Don't worry. We like the assessment. It will even help us.
And so for our commercial businesses as well, we will do a free assessment for you. Our technical team would design a solution specific to your need. And then we'll look at the financing options for you.
You guys have been in this for a decade. So are you telling me, Kwesi, that over the past decade, because of the new lithium battery, the whole configuration of solar system is much more affordable? So whereas when you started, when I became a customer, it was more high-end, luxury kind of thing, you actually feel like it's possible to have every house having solar?
Yes, I mean, Bernard, that is actually our goal. That every home in Ghana, and I heard you saying earlier that in places like Europe and in the US where they don't have so much sunshine, they are using solar. So how much more so those of us who are in Ghana where we have abundance of sunlight? And so our goal is that every home in Ghana, and we've heard our customers loud and clear that the upfront payment is a deterrent. And we are addressing that now by offering our clients the opportunity to own the solar by paying for it little by little on a monthly basis. So, for instance, if you're a homeowner and you want to have solar, what Translight is doing now is that we ask you, come, let's have a chat. And then we ask you to make maybe a 10%, 20%, 30% down payment, and then you spread the rest over 3 years. That addresses the need or our people's concern about affordability and the upfront payment.
Robert, how can we contact you? I need to say this because some people say that when they send emails, they don't get response. Some say they call, they don't get response. I suspect sometimes the pressure is overwhelming after an interview like this. So I want you to give me the various ways people can get you and the realistic expectation as to when they will get a response.
Yes.
Because once you come and people start calling and they are not getting to, they'll start worrying me. And I don't work for you. So I beg, give me the all the numbers.
All right, so I'll start off. Anyone listening now, you can go to the website. You have a live chat feature there. There's someone on standby to engage you.
What's the website address?
www.translightsolar.com. So Translight Solar is one word. And you can send us an email. We would respond. Is that info@translightsolar.com. We are located
at translightsolar.com.
Yes, we are located on the Boundary Road, just next to about 4 buildings after AH Hotel.
Okay.
And for our phone numbers, I'll put out 3 numbers so that you can have a lot of options to call. So the first one is 0550 833 583 and 020 654 2454.
All right.
And the last one is 050 424 9229. You can find all this information on our website, so that it will be easier for you to give us a call or just fill in the form. They will give you a call back.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll be speaking to Kwesi Anin, Vice President for Translight, George Kwachi, COO, and Robert Ohin. I'll repeat those numbers later on. You can also get in touch with us for more details. We'll see you next time, gentlemen.
Thank you so
Coming
much
up
for
next
having us.
is our Heritage Month. I'm speaking to Kukuda Kwankra on the history of important people from the Ashanti region.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Ago.
Welcome to another edition of our on-air series here on Heritage Month 2025 on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. This week we're focusing on people of historical significance from the regions. We started off by speaking about 2 personalities from the Volta region. We dealt with the Great Accra region. Today, we're going to the Ashanti region to explore some of the interesting people with my guest, Kwekuda Kwankra. Stay with us.
Ago.
Welcome back. So on the Heritage Month this week, we're filling the gaps in our history by focusing on individuals who were significant in our past and who we want to remember for their contribution to our nationhood. Kweku Dakwankra is our historian who has been with us here. Kweku, so we're talking about people of historical significance who may not necessarily be written about in our regular textbooks. So for Ashanti region, who are you focusing on today?
So today we will deal with Edward Ocho Asafo-Adjei.
Sir
Edward Ocho Asafo-Adjei and his brother Dr. Isaac Barton Asafo-Adjei.
And this Asafo-Adjei is ASAFU?
ASAFU because of the education in the coast.
And the Adjei is spelled?
ADJAYE. So Asafo-Adjei.
These are the two.
So that sort of show differences between them and other Ashantis that bears the name Asafo-Adjei.
Wonderful.
So for their own, I describe them as the first Ashanti intellectual family.
The first Ashanti intellectual family. So who was Sir Edward Ocho Asafo-Adjei?
So Sir Edward Ocho Asafo-Adjei is the first Ashanti lawyer who became a lawyer in 1927.
Okay.
He is also the first Ghanaian High Commissioner to the Court of St. James in England. So that's our first Ghanaian High Commissioner to England.
Okay.
So he's also the second Grand Master of the Scottish Freemasonry, the SC. He succeeded Sir Akukosa. And he's also in 1957 thereabout, he has been a head of the Ashanti Bar Association, and then had a lot of committees of inquiries, as well as also a very intelligent student who won prizes all his life. So in the University of London, he won the Profomo Scholar Award, okay? And then when he went to the law school, he also won the Bastor Award. He was the Stuart Mills Scholar of Philosophy.
Wow.
In UCL. That's the University of London.
University College of London.
Yeah, so that is the kind of person we are talking about. And his brother Edward is the first Ashanti medical doctor.
Dr. Isaac.
Dr. Isaac Asafo-Adjei. He is the first Ashanti medical doctor. And then he is the first person that was allowed, the black man, that was allowed to bring his white wife to the Gold Coast. In those days, if you marry a white woman, you cannot bring them to Gold Coast because there is a certain amount of money you need to pay. He was able to pay an Ashanti stool, also supported him, so that he bring the woman to Kumasi and establish his private practice there. He also entered into politics and engaged in politics so much that had it not been something, he would have become the ceremonial president in 1969. He contested Akufo-Addo and lost narrowly to him.
This is interesting. So a lawyer, doctor, pair from Ashanti reminds me a lot of a certain J. Kufuor and his brother, Ado Kufuor.
Yeah.
One is Oxford, one is Cambridge. Tell me about the education of these two. Were they schooled here, and what was their background?
Yeah. So the two of them, they were born by Kobna Buena Asafo-Adjei and their mother Eura Adjei at Calabar. They were first born at Calabar.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria, where their father was a merchant. And then they schooled in the Reverend Nicole's private school at Calabar. And then their father returned back to Kumasi. And the two of them schooled at the government boys' school at Kumasi. Later, when they proceeded to Adisada College, where the two of them were educated there. In fact, they were so brilliant, and they were contesting with the Heffrons, the Benjamin Heffrons at the time. So around that time, the two Benjamin Heffrons, that is Charles Frederick Ephraim Benjamin and Harry Jonathan Ephraim Benjamin, and then Isaac and Edward were the four students chosen to tutor their own mates around that time, and they were paid for, and they were opportuned to meet people like Agre, Kobneseti, and Kesiri Hayford, who they used to go and listen to. They, at one time, these four students were invited by the president of the Gold Coast Bar Association, Peter Uno Renner, at his farms and gave them lectures because of their brilliance around that time.
Wow.
And they were able to really learn very well. And the four of them, but these two brothers, Isaac, because he was a medicine science student, proceeded to Edinburgh, where he went to study as a to become a medical doctor, and then Asafaje Edward went to University College of London, where he studied philosophy. And in the philosophy, he became, as I stated, the scholar of Stuart Mills, and he won the prize for Proforma at that time. And then he proceeded to Inner Temple, the most prestigious of the inns around that time, and he also came on top of his law class, and he won the Proforma prize, Bastor prize for the best scholar. So with this, he came out in the 1927. He was called to the bar to the English bar in 1927. On that same year, he returned to the Gold Coast, and then he was called to the Gold Coast bar. Did his pupillage in Kuse's Arch Chambers, and from there he moved out to establish his own firm, Adonton Chambers.
This was in Cape Coast or Kumasi?
He was in Accra first with Kuse, and afterwards, later on, he practiced for some time, because the time he completed in 1927, Ashanti was still not opened for lawyers to represent their clients there. So when it became possible in 1935, he became one of the first people to go to Kumasi and establish his Adonton firm. So he had one firm in in Accra, and another one in Kumasi, because around that time he proceeded, his junior brother Emmanuel Prempe Asafaje has also become a lawyer. So while Emmanuel was taking care of the Accra firm, he was taking care of the Kumasi firm. Over the course of time, 3 of his brothers also passed as lawyers, and they joined him. So it became like a family law firm.
4 Asafaje lawyers.
Yes, by the time of independence, they have already produced 6 lawyers from the Asafaje family.
Wow.
So that should show you Bratton, Sapon, and Gray will also come. And Gray became the chief of Kumasi Adonton division. So that shows you the caliber of the family they were. So when he entered into Kumasi practice, he became one of the first members of the Kumasi City Council. While he was there in around 34, he became a member of the Gold Coast deputation to England over the Accra water rate bill and the sedition bill. So he was the one who went to argue on the case on the sedition bill. When he returned, he joined the Ashanti Youth Association, and then he was sent to the Legislative Council with I.K. Ajaman, and the two represented. Wow. By 1948, the Ashanti also sent him to become a member of the Kuse Constitutional Reform of 1948. So he was there. After the Kuse Committee report, he was elected a member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Committee, and he joined in 49. And after the Kuse Constitution Commission did its work, another committee, Ewart Committee, was formed to strategize and come out with strategies of new elections, and he was also joined in as a member. So he was a member of that commission, and then we ran the election in 1951. He was a member. His brother too stood on that election, the medical doctor. He stood on that election, and he also won. When he won, Buzia lost his seat in Wenchi. So Edward candidly refused. Isaac refused to go to the Legislative Council of Parliament and allowed Buzia to take his seat. So he loaned his seat to Buzia. Other than that, Buzia would not have been in 1952 Parliament to 54.
So Buzia was in Parliament in 52 on the ticket of Dr. Isaac Boateng Asafoeje.
Yes, he loaned
whose seat was in Ashanti region.
Whose seat was in Ashanti region.
Amazing.
So he loaned the seat to him, and Buzia came. So there was a confrontation in Parliament where Buzia was teasing Kobredu say that he could not even express himself very well, and they have found their feet in Parliament. They say, unlike others, then Kobredu say, funny man as he is, also short back that unlike some people who also came to this house through the back door, and he was referring to Buzia.
Amazing.
So as I was saying, he also was in the Legislative Council. Then he went on because of his politics. In 53, he was one of the first who was not members of the CPP who argued effectively for the Akosombo Dam project. As a result, Nkrumah offered him an appointment as a minister for local government.
So let's be clear. Edward was a member of the CPP.
He wasn't at first. He came there as a representative of Ashanti legislative.
So this was in the early 50s.
In the early 50s.
But later on, he joined the CPP.
Yes, he went there from 1946 when Alan Ben's constitution allowed Ashanti to be part of the Gold Coast. So in 46 he joined, and he was there all the way to 50. So by 52, when he also was part of that assembly, Nkrumah then saw him, and by 54 he gave him the appointment as a minister for local government. Amazing. And then he went on to win the seat of Kumasi, what is today Menchia. He won the seat there. He contested the 56 elections with a woman, a very solid woman, Nancy Tibu, whose husband was President Tibu, the founder of the Pioneer newspaper. And
Ashanti Pioneer. And he managed to win for CPP.
Yes, he was a CPP, and Nancy Tibu was NLM.
So it means that in the early 50s, CPP actually was holding the Menchia seat.
Yes, it was one from Achikesi Hayford.
Amazing.
Was the one who was holding it first before Asafaje would later win it against Nancy Tibu in 54 and go on to win again in 56.
Amazing.
So after 56, when he didn't go again and he went back to his private practice, and Nkrumah then gave him the ambassadorial position to the court of St. James Court in England as the Ghana's first High Commissioner after independence to Great Britain.
You're saying that Sabaje family is very strong still in Kumasi. So as we speak, is the family still prominent, and are there any lawyers still in the family?
Yes, the law firm is still in existence. The Adonchen firm is still around, and the family members are still there.
So if we hear of any academic called Asafueje, obviously from that lineage.
Yes, and you need to look at the spellings. ASAFU-ADJAYE. That is how they spell. That makes them unique.
But where in Ashanti are they from?
They are from Jaben. They are Jaben royals.
They are royals from Jaben?
From Jaben. That is why they call themselves Adontin.
Because Jaben is the Adontin of
So that is the road. So he held on to the position, and then until he passed on in the 70s.
This is the Heritage Month Honor Series. Having a great time with Kuku Dakwankra. We're talking about people of historical significance, not necessarily in your history textbook, but significant nonetheless. We're talking Ashanti. When we come back, we'll talk about His Lordship Justice Henry Kwesi Prempeh, another distinguished jurist, legal practitioner from the Ashanti region. Stay with us.
Sugar Laundry and Cleaning Service. We take up residential and commercial laundry and cleaning services. So for the laundry, we wash, press, fold, and dry clean, carpet cleaning, power robes, sofas, bags, wedding gowns, suits, jackets, etc. We do general cleaning for households and institutions who are moving in and out of their homes. We are equipped, we are convenient, we are affordable, and we have a state-of-the-art laundry room that takes care of all your needs. Contact us today on 0598 02 4224 as well as 0241 815733. Remember to reach us on our social media platforms at Sugar Laundry and Cleaning Service on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Google. Sugar Laundry and Cleaning Services, always at your service.
Welcome back. This is still Heritage Month 2025. Our honor series this week is focused on people of historical significance from selected regions. Today we are in Ashanti. In the first part, we spoke about Sir Edward Ochere Asafueje, the first Ashanti-born lawyer. We also spoke a bit about Dr. Isaac Boating Asafueje, the first Ashanti-trained medical doctor. The other person we don't talk about is His Lordship Justice Henry Kwesi Prempeh. Sounds very familiar.
Yes.
Because there's another HKP in public life. So who is Justice Henry Kwesi Prempeh?
He is a very famous lawyer, and then he is the son of Nanase Ajiman Prempeh the first. That is his son.
Is this the Otunfo who was banished to Seychelles?
Yeah, the one that was banished to Seychelles. So this Henry Kwesi Prempeh is actually the 7th Ashanti to become a lawyer. The 7th Ashanti to become a lawyer. And the second son of Nana Se Ajiman Prempeh, the first to become a lawyer after his senior brother, Prince Ernest Prempeh. And then he is also the 3rd Ashanti to accede to the Supreme Court of Ghana.
So who was the first?
Srebuo.
So who was
the first was Julius Sarkodie-Addo.
First Ashanti
to go to the
Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So Sarkodie-Addo was first.
Second one was Justice Srebuo.
And the third is
the founder of the Morning Star school on your way going.
So the third Ashanti to be accede to the Supreme Court was Justice Henry Kwesi Prempeh, the second son of Otunfo Prempeh. This is Otunfo Ajiman Prempeh.
The first.
The first.
The one that went to Seychelles.
Incredible. So tell me about Justice Henry Kwesi Prempeh and where he was born and some of his...
So Henry Kwesi Prempeh was born in 1912 in Mahé, Seychelles. And he schooled there in St. Nicholas College School. Before he came, when the father was sent back home, he came to continue at St. Cyprian School in Kumasi. From there, he proceeded to Adisada College. And from Adisada College, he moved on to the King's College in England.
Just a quick point. Is it that Adisada College, being Anglican, attracted Ashanti Royal Education? Because you've mentioned Asafo J, both went to Adisada College. There's another Tremantin who I know also went to Adisada College. So is it that because the Asante Hene had confessed to be Anglican, or sort of associate of the Anglican Church, the Ashanti Royals preferred Adisada College?
Yes, around that time, because of the link between the royalty. So they saw themselves that the Church of England, which is what they used to call Anglican, rather than today we use it in the colonial newspapers, they will tell you that he's a supporter of the Church of England. Then you may be confused. What it means is that the person attends Anglican Church. And so most of the royals, because when Asantini went to Seychelles, he became a Christian, and as a result, as an Anglican, when he came, he preferred that his children would go to the Anglican school. And so was the Asafajis, who were also from a royal house. So they saw Adisada College as well, which was then the Anglican Church's own college, which you can go before you go to university. So you see, during that period, most of the Asante royals, including Opokuwari, all attended Adisada College.
Founded in 1910.
Founded in 1910.
So 115 years old.
Yes.
And of course, you went to that school.
Yes, I'm a
So I can see why you are skewing
myself.
the selected personalities to be at this school. You deliberately avoided other schools.
No, it is really the thing of the time that these personalities, through no fault of mine, attended the school, which through no fault of mine too, I ended there. So it is really, call it a fate.
This must be investigated much deeper. So he went to Adisada College, born in 1912, so obviously went to Adisada College in the 20s.
Yes.
And what did he study? How did he become a lawyer?
Yes, so he went to King's College in London, where he trained to Bachelor of Arts. And afterwards, he went to the Middle Temples, and he became a lawyer. And when he became a lawyer, he proceeded straight to the Gold Coast, where he moved to Kumasi. This time, Asafaje has opened his law firm, so he had a place to do his pupillage. He did his pupillage, and after some time...
So this is Adontin Chambers?
Adontin Chambers. Then after some time, he moved out and established his own private law firm. It's called Oyoko Kwabre Chambers. Oyoko Kwabre
These
Chambers.
names are interesting because the Asafajes are from Joabin. And since Joabin is Adontin, they named their law firm that way.
Yeah.
Why Oyoko? Do you know why?
That is his family from Oyoko Abahen. That is where the royals came from.
I get it.
So those people, they were naming things about their family.
So you can trace where he's coming from by the name.
Yeah, the philosophy behind the chamber names. These days you don't see that. And in those days it was carefully thought out before they named their chambers. So someday we may do something on legal practitioners and why they choose certain chambers, as opposed to this modern time where you don't see
they just pick a name
and
they see on the internet. They just choose it. Those guys were
in
more.
Those days, when you see the name, you will see that it represents something. So as we go, if you see someone like Akufo-Addo's father establishing his law firm and saying Kwakwaduam, then you know he's an Ekwapim man, because that is the appellation of Ekwapon. Kwakwaduam was no dimbe. So those guys were choosing the law firm representing their communities they came from.
Always insightful as ever. Unfortunately, that's all time will allow us for today. There'll be a playback later this evening after Eyewitness News, so stay tuned. Kokuda Kwankra with Bernardino Koku Avle. That's all we have time for. I am Caleb Kuda. You heard Susu Graham earlier. Fred Tetejabano Shiba Arba Beni were producers with digital support from Edwin Kofi, technical support. Go Fred Abeku Odum. Hello to you of Brimpo Nana Edubonsu Ajekun Prempe, CEO of Nabus Motors. Good morning, sir. And just a very quick birthday shout out before we run out of the studio, because Ejubi Riafia Kenton is here with the news at 10. Welcome to your year of double blessings as you turn 10 today. We pray El Rio continues to bless you. This is coming. Happy birthday, Remy. It's from your dad, Richmond, your mom, Roseland, your brother, Rory, your sister, Riley, and Reese, and your dog, Robin. All right, so any dog home? Robin, nothing, right?
No, Bruno.
Okay, but you have news.
I have news at 10.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to